You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in this
We are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie over the table.
No, yes, that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 164. 100 and Nintendo 64. I am your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
That's right. So, Adam, Saddam Ham, if I can call you that.
Prefer you didn't.
Well, you know, you can.
To a dead dictator?
Well, yeah. Hey, is that better or worse than me just calling you Adam Ham loser?
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
right.
I guess if it's a dictator, at least I have drive,
That's right. You got some drive.
but no integrity or morals.
Well, he's like lawful evil. He's got morals. They're just bad.
Yeah.
They're just not the correct morals to have.
Right. Okay.
So it's Friday. It's after 1 a.m. So it's actually Saturday.
Friday.
Because I fell asleep and didn't wake up. But I woke. My body woke me.
Partially.
My body woke myself up with terrible heartburn because of what I ate earlier. It does it for me, man. Beer, alcohol is what gets it. So I had a beer with dinner and, whew, killing the stomach. So dropped some antacids, got myself some strawberry lemonade. I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, I made it with
Is
a
it
drink mix.
I would say it's instant or...
Yeah, it's like Crystal Light.
Okay.
Mmm,
Nothing wrong with that.
it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually strawberry lemonade raspberry iced tea.
Wow.
Yeah, I mixed two of them together.
But that's fun.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good combo. Tastes pretty much tastes only like strawberry lemonade. So that's definitely the strongest flavor profile in this Crystal Light Frankenstein creation that I've created.
Yeah.
Which I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mixed the apple flavored one with peach iced tea. I called that pea-apple iced tea.
I see.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had an apple one.
Apparently they do, and I bought it. And it tasted bad unless it was mixed with something else.
Okay.
Well, I usually do a mixed combo.
Yeah.
Because you can't go wrong. Because, if you mix the two flavors, there's going to be something good about that.
That's one way to look at it, I guess.
So if you just drink... Because, I had, a cherry pomegranate flavor one. That one was really good. But you mix that with raspberry iced tea, you got cherry pomegranate raspberry iced tea. That's delicious. It's like a fruit punch iced tea.
That's not pretty good.
Can you imagine that? Let's try it. Next time we're over, we get a can,
Yeah.
a Hawaiian punch,
Ooh.
pour it in some sweet tea.
Yeah.
I bet that tastes like that tastes like diabetes.
Yeah, that's probably what it tastes like.
That's what it tastes like.
Ooh.
Oh, God. Sip iced tea for the working man. All right.
I was listening to the Steve Austin podcast.
Ah, yeah. God, that's
Yeah.
my absolute favorite part of that show.
Yeah, it's great.
So whenever he's recording, let's pause to take a break to drink water, because a part of the show is kind of just him talking by himself.
Yeah.
Which is what I hate about those Podcast One podcasts, how they're set up, where they have their host just talk to themselves about stuff for 20 minutes before they go into their interview.
Yeah.
And they're all set up the exact same way, and it bugs me because it's Steve Austin can do it, but some of those just him talking segments are ugh.
Yeah.
Stop talking, Steve. Because I want to get to the interview you're having with someone I know. Chris Jericho's are terrible. Absolutely bad.
I haven't heard any of his.
Jim Ross's are good. He's good by himself. just because he's got all this aged wisdom.
Yeah.
But yeah. Every time he takes a sip of water, he drinks it and goes, "Sip of water for the working man."
Yep.
Yeah, he's taking a sip of water for the working man.
In that classic Steve voice.
Yeah, in that classic Steve voice. That guy has one of the best voices.
He really does.
Ever.
Does.
God, Adam, have you okay, we can't get too far into wrestling.
Yeah, we can't.
But I think the Attitude Era Stone Cold Steve Austin has a little bit more appeal than current wrestling. So maybe people that don't know wrestling at least know the Stunner, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But he is just one Texas-ass man.
Yes, he is.
He's grizzled. He lives on a ranch, drives ATVs and trucks. But he's the working man. But he records a podcast. It's actually pretty good. I like it. He does a edited one and then an unedited one.
He has the best local expressions too.
Oh, I know.
Shitting like a crippled goose and.
Yeah, it's some down home country wisdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming from a guy who's pretty not
worldly, I imagine.
Not rednecky though. You know what I mean?
No.
He's pretty. I don't know. He's not very conservative or political.
Yeah.
Which is something you have a problem with when you talk with people in the South sometimes. He doesn't bring his politics into it, and from what I've seen, I don't think his politics are very conservative to begin with, but he's a working man, He fights for the working man.
He does.
And that's kind of what he was in the WWE before he became Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was he was a workhorse. He was the guy who was great as a wrestler, and then they didn't have a character, and then he just started being like, let me just be a badass. And it worked out.
Texas Rattlesnake.
Probably became one of the most popular and recognized stars.
Definitely.
Probably the second most recognizable WWE star.
Well, I don't know about
third, maybe.
Probably third.
Yeah, there's Hulk Hogan's number one.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah.
And then probably Stone Cold.
Yeah, maybe Andre the Giant. Macho Man.
I don't
he's
think...
definitely in the top 5, I'd say.
Oh yeah. Oh, but I don't know if I would put Macho Man or Andre above him.
I think Macho Man maybe because everybody knew Snap into a Slim Jim. And...
Ugh, God, really? Yeah. So his claim to fame is a Slim Jim commercial.
Well, yeah, but I mean, people know that. Oh yeah, I mean,
snap it to a meat stick.
Yeah.
Gross.
Plus,
Slim Jims are terrible. By the way,
he had fame almost on level with Hogan, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was those two a lot of the time.
Yeah. The superpowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had some epic stuff. I don't know. Do you ever watch any old wrestling? God, we're just starting
really.
with the wrestling talk, Adam. What's
Really
going on?
I don't know.
If you have the WWE Network, though, you gotta watch Tuesday Night Titans. Gotta watch it. It's an interview show. It's kind of like a Tonight Show style format, but with wrestlers.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's from the mid-'80s. And you just have ridiculous segments. Lord Alfred Hayes, who is the Britishest man in history, as his Ed McMahon co-host, or Andy Richter for those youngins. Hey man, I watched the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
I saw that on TV. I was like, "What is this shit?" But I was 8. But still, I saw it.
Yeah.
I knew of it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's just weird. And then they do weird segments. If you watch the very first episode, there's an incredible segment where, I can't remember his goddamn. It's Dr. D. Anderson. They go to his house, and he's a heel. It's like a it's like a farm ranch.
Yeah.
And it's just a house, a house-ass house.
Yeah.
Not anything fancy. And his family's there and he's yelling at his wife to make dinner and stuff. And then he gets really mad that she made the thing she made and yells at her and she leaves. And then he yells at his kids and they leave. It's really weird and awkward because it's all in character and weird. Okay. It's what? I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. And it's oh, that was a segment on the show. Went to this guy's house. Yeah. He yelled at his family, and it was weird. And he's also, this is like mid-tier jobbers level people are on this show too. So it's like people you've never heard of.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just great. And then they have clips of people wrestling, and you watch this old wrestling, and it's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's like, man, wrestling had a different style back then, but it was also good. I think it's because everyone was so big and heavy, you know, that it just looked like a lot of like blows. Like there was a lot of punches and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it looked, and they were very tight. Those people worked real tight, and it looked like, you know, like a fight, and people get thrown out of the ring. And I think the key was people sold it a lot. I think that's a problem with a lot of the WWE now is people don't sell getting hit, and selling is a term for like, obviously you're not getting hit because it's all, you know, fake fighting, but you want to make it look as real as possible. So selling is like selling the move, like you're selling the pain. You're trying to sell the audience how much that, you know, body blow hurt. And I don't know. And it just always looked like two, you know, big giant dudes in a ring just basically like pounding each other, like with hammer blows and fists. And man, this sounds really gay. But you know, it's wrestling, so it is kind of gay.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's just a little bit. There's a little tinge of that everywhere. But anyway, let's move on. Adam, how's your life? What's wrong with your car?
I don't really know.
You told me something was wrong with your car.
Yeah.
Too many garbage bags in it.
No, the engine light's kind of flashing now. So.
Flashing?
Yeah, it's not good.
It was just on before.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
It means you need to take it in. It's actually, I don't know.
It means the bulb on the engine light, check engine light's going out?
I don't know, maybe.
So it flashes?
Maybe, I don't know.
How fucking stupid would that be?
That would be the best thing ever.
A lot of times with those check engine light things, it's like a sensor that is broken.
Yeah,
that's like, oh yeah, the water pump sensor doesn't work right now. So
well, it's the exhaust thing if it's on solid. But I think the thing for flashing yellow engine light is just like at your earliest convenience, take it to a shop, which is not a good sign usually. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I'm hoping
it's not terrible because it doesn't mean it's going to explode.
It's not the red flashing engine light, which is bad news.
So it's probably I'm sure that those sensors in the newer cars are really smart, and I'm sure it's just like, hey, the engine's not working at 100% efficiency, so
it's
something's wrong in it.
Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't seem to be dying anymore like it was kind of on idle.
Okay.
But it still does kind of, it does like corrections during the idle, like it still idles rough.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be dying as much, but now it is, the whole, like the car seems to be kind of shaky almost, like it's kind of rumbling a bit more. Like maybe the fuel mixture is not quite right or something. And it's, I don't know, maybe it's a belt that's looser.
Yeah, shaking is like probably a belt. It means probably the engine's moving.
Yeah.
Which could mean that. It could mean, it could be spark plugs aren't working so that not all the cylinders are firing.
Quite right, yeah.
Quite right. I don't know. It's something to look at. I mean, they'll fix it. It's probably...
I looked at my book, and it said, like, this is about the time spark plugs go bad. So I should be getting a tax return soon, yeah.
I got my money.
I have not got mine yet.
I got so much money all at once. I got my tax return and a paycheck all in my checking account in one day.
Ooh, nice.
It was like I was a rich man for a few hours. And then I put everything in savings and paid off my credit card bill. Nice. I was like, well, back to being semi-poor.
Yeah.
Poor enough. I don't know. I don't know what to buy, Adam. I have some extra cash.
That's never my problem. My problem is always what not to buy.
Okay. I got a gift card from work from doing some extra project or something. Mm-hmm. It's taxed, IRS people.
Yeah,
it's part of the work. They tax it.
Okay,
that's true though. I mean, that's how I get the taxes on the gift cards when we receive them get taken out of my paycheck. So awesome. I've already paid taxes on this $250. I need to spend it. I don't know on what. It's $250. What should I buy? I'm kind of.
Where's the gift card to? Like Amazon or?
It's just a Visa. I can use it anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to do. I kind of want to get like an Xbox One, maybe? Maybe a Wii U?
I'd probably get a Wii U before I get an Xbox One.
I only say that because the Xbox One had a deal. It has a deal at GameStop right now.
It's like $350 again.
It's $350 again, and if you buy it at GameStop, Shudder GameStop, but if you buy it at GameStop, I think you get 3 months of Xbox Live for free and Halo Master Chief Collection for free.
Okay.
So it's like, oh man, that's a pretty good deal.
Is that finally working now?
Well, I don't know, but I know the single player is at least, and that's
okay.
what I'm mainly interested in.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite games are the Halo games. Jordan will remember. Fan of the show will remember. And I will say this, FYI, Jordan, I know you listen to the podcast. He was a friend of mine in college. The hours upon hours my freshman year of him and I playing one-on-one Halo 1 on the computer, multiplayer in Blood Gulch. Just literally us dicking around, like crashing vehicles into each other.
Yeah.
And like trying to like hop vehicles into the bases, like ramp the because you could put grenades on the back of like the Warthog, and it would flip up into the air like 100 feet. And so you would try and launch it into the bases in Blood Gulch, which are basically like little cups. And so you could land it on the inside of the base if you got it up high enough and over. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I remember one time when we tried to jam as many things as we could in one of the bases. And, like, the physics started freaking out. And, like, all of the vehicles that had been jammed inside there were just, like, shaking and vibrating in there. And, like, I remember just, like, walking near it and then just dying from, like, physics death. I was like, we've created a death machine. I don't know, that was a lot of fun. But those games were a lot of fun multiplayer. I love me some Halo. This college was hours and hours of Halo being played.
Never really played any Halo.
You didn't get into the Halo?
No, the first Halo-ish game I've played is Destiny.
Yeah, there you go. So. Adam hates video games.
I don't hate video games.
You just never got into Halo, and that's like the video game.
I never had
You never had an original Xbox.
Yeah, and I didn't even have an Xbox 360 until a good ways
Halo,
in.
like 4, basically.
Pretty much.
Well, no.
Maybe 3.
ODST was probably the first one that came out. 3 was almost a launch title, so
yeah,
probably not 3. But yeah, ODST, and then and they're adding that to the Master Chief Collection, so it's like, man. Oh, they did.
Which was that the one that had Nathan Fillion, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of good.
Yeah.
God, you people and your Nathan Fillion.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about that news.
Nathan Fillion news?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was any.
The Alan Tudyk and him.
Oh, I heard something. What's going on with
the
them?
Con Man?
Con Man, yeah, movie, yeah.
Web series.
Oh, it's a web series?
Yeah.
I thought it was a... Oh, I guess I just saw...
Wow, I can't believe you're not, like, way into this.
I saw there was a trailer that you could watch. I assumed it was a movie. I didn't realize it was a web series.
No. So, they did an Indiegogo campaign.
Oh.
For Con Man. Yeah, so it's just, like, fucking... Kickstarter funded.
Surprised I didn't know about it.
I know. So yeah. All right. So you want to hear this? All right. Right.
Okay.
Con Man will center around Tudyk's Ray Nearly, the former lead in a quickly canceled science fiction series set aboard a starship, whose career has since stalled. He now makes a living primarily through convention appearances. His friend and former co-star, Jack Moore, Fillion, has become a major celebrity. That's similar to what's happened after Firefly's cancellation.
Kind of, but not really, because Alan Tudyk's had a ton of great character pieces and like voice acting stuff.
I was about to say, Alan Tudyk's voice acting career has gone off the chain. And he's great. He's fucking great and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just... it's already they wanted $400,000. Apparently, they say in the video that they've already thrown their own money towards this.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how much that is?
Yeah.
I mean, I could say I threw my own money towards this podcast. You know,
It'd be true.
like maybe $100 a year. But anyway, they pitched a budget for $425,000 for 3 episodes. And less than 24 hours, they'd already made $1 million.
Nice.
And they're at 1.7 million right now.
Sweet.
So they're gonna make 5 episodes.
Cool.
One of which will be a complete episode of Spectrum, which is the name of the series that it was on. In addition to starring, Tudyk's writing, directing, Fillion's producing. It's gonna be on Vimeo this summer.
Okay.
They already have footage from it, so
Yeah.
they've already shot some of it. So it's
They probably have put some money into it then.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't know. It's just something about geek culture. I can't get. I can't go there.
I don't know.
I can't go on that journey, Adam.
Why? Why not?
It's something about like. I mean, like the whole idea of someone making a career off of public appearances.
Yeah.
It feels weird to me.
That happens.
It's bad. Don't. How can you live your life like that, Adam?
Oh, I totally could.
Exactly. I could never do that.
I said I totally could.
I know. I'm saying I couldn't ever do that. I don't know. I don't get that at all.
All right.
I would be just wanting to spend more time working on my career and doing stuff. You know
I
what
would
mean?
too, but I mean,
And you know what? To be fair, maybe this is Alan Tudyk's way of using his experiences to further his career, you know? He wants to make his own series about his experiences in that. You know, he wants to break out of the cycle of going to conventions. Adam,
let's be honest. He's not making a living off of going to conventions.
No,
he may
definitely
enjoy going
not.
to conventions, but
but I bet there are
gets
people that
gets
he
work.
knows that do. And he
Yeah,
certainly
probably.
goes to a lot of these conventions, as does Fillion and all these other people.
Yeah.
Speaking of Adam, you want to? There's a bunch of confirmed guest stars. Do you want to guess some of the names? I bet you can. I bet you can guess a bunch of them.
Are they all people Firefly? Or?
No, a few.
Oh. Is it the Joss Whedon gang?
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah.
Like Sarah Michelle Gellar, maybe?
No. Come on,
Oh.
she's above this.
What about Willow? Willow there?
No. You're
Alexis
getting
Denisof?
you're getting a lot closer with
Yeah.
Willow. It's Felicia Day. Come on.
Felicia Day.
How's
Okay.
that not your first guest?
Well,
She's always creeping around these fucking geek shit things.
Well,
she made her career
Buffy. You know,
on doing stuff. But to be fair to at least Felicia Day, she's been in that stuff, but she also did The Guild, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Gotta give her credit for that. That's legitimately good, and she's in that, and she created that and all that.
Well,
so.
she's also like the head of that Geek and Sundry network.
Yeah, that's the worst. But let's not get into that.
All right.
It's just I just hate.
You hate web things. Because
No. I just hate this. I just want to call it what it is. It's an appropriation of geek culture by people that aren't geeks.
Why do you say appropriation? Yeah,
Because
why?
they're not. They're
Sure
people
they
that
are.
make money off of geek culture
Why do you think they're not geeks?
because they make money off of being a geek.
So?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's like saying I don't know. It's like saying I'm a scientist.
Yeah?
I make money off of it.
Yeah?
But I don't, like, push that in everyone's face all the time. I'm not, like, making my life about being a scientist.
That's because you're not a
like-
famous scientist.
Even if I was, I
Like
wouldn't
Neil
be
deGrasse
like...
Tyson does that.
No, Neil deGrasse Tyson's just a badass.
I don't see the difference.
Oh, that's the difference. Is that science is something real. Acting in canceled television shows is just, Hollywood.
As a theater minor, that seems kind of weird to me. But
What?
whatever, I guess.
No. That's fine. Acting is cool and good and all, but
Why can't
I'm
an
just
actor
saying
be a
it's
geek?
not science. It's not something
Well,
that's
okay,
furthering the world.
What I don't understand is,
knowledge of
so you're an actor,
yeah.
you're a geek. Why
Yeah.
not make geeky stuff?
Because
that
that's
people
like fucking. I don't know. That's like.
Why not make things that you would enjoy?
I just woke up. I can't. I'm not getting this argument across 100%.
Because it's
here.
bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
It totally is.
I don't know. It's like shitting in your own front yard. I don't know.
Why is it shitting?
Because you're shitting out series about bullshit. This is like
That people enjoy.
This is like a less funny version of Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know,
No,
like,
Curb Your Enthusiasm was a less funny version of Seinfeld.
you're the only person that's going to say that. Because Curb is amazing, and everyone will agree with me on that one. But you've never seen it, so you wouldn't know.
I have. I've seen episodes of it.
Episodes of it, okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch the
but
whole series if I don't like it.
Well, it's great. And Adam, you've seen plenty of series that you don't like.
Not that many.
May I point you to the Highlander television series?
I do like the Highlander television series.
May I point you to the Heroes television series?
I do like the Heroes television
Do you
series.
like season 2, Adam?
No.
You
But I
saw it all.
There are parts of it I like.
I skipped. But anyway,
Well, you have to
I don't
have
know.
this- Yeah.
it just seems weird. I don't know. Like, okay, so another person who's confirmed guest star is James Gunn.
Okay.
What did he do, Adam?
He's a director.
Exactly. He makes science fiction movies.
Yeah.
He made one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
You know, like, do something, man.
So maybe they're friends.
It just bothers me. Like, and
don't-
then, like, people, like, just feed into this. It's like a fucking... It's just like cyclic creation. That terrible... It's just like
This is the thing that you're
feeding
talking
shit
about. This is the
into
thing that you're
itself.
talking about that you're trying to stop doing. Just the random hatred.
That's not true.
It is. You're just being a hater because.
What? No. I just it bothers me. I don't know what
For
it
no
is
good
about
reason. Exactly.
No, for the reason that it just feels skeevy. I don't know.
But there's no reason for it to be skeevy. Which is why it's no reason.
I'm not saying I have the best reason. I'm just saying in my head and the way I feel, it just seems like just weird. I don't know. It just seems skeevy.
I don't get it.
Like people making money off of their like fame. But like it's just being
Whoa! You just hit upon celebrities.
No.
Every
Yeah.
celebrity ever.
So what I'm saying is that these people,
Yes.
and now I'm using that pejoratively. You know,
For no
you know,
reason.
like, what do you mean these people? I'm saying these people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, your Felicia Days and
Yeah.
Will Wheatons and sundry. Haha, we used
Okay.
the word. Are basically like the Kardashians of science fiction. They're basically making a living off of themselves being someone that you know. And that is, for the same reason I find the Kardashians gross, I
wouldn't
find this
be-
gross. It's 100% the same.
No, it's
because,
not.
No, it is. Because instead of being about like fashion and trips and all that kind of like fucking, this is exactly the exact same thing. I can't believe I just made this connection right now. Because to women that are into celebrity and gossip rags and all that shit, the Kardashian show is like porn. You know what I mean? It's like it's rich people porn. Like you watch that because that's what you want to do. Whereas people that are into like science fiction and stuff watch this stuff because that's what it's porn for them. And they're making like, you know, shows where we play a board game and talk about it, or shows where we make a fucking show about being on a show about our lives that we have because we're making this weird pornography for nerds. It's crazy.
That's the difference, though. They don't make shows about making shows. They make shows...
Except for that they're doing that right now. They're making shows about going to conventions now. It's through the looking glass, Adam.
This is the very first show I've heard about that, and from what it sounds like, it's a parody of their situation. So, I don't see the thing. It's not like the Kardashians at all, because they're actually making real content as opposed to...
Oh, no. But to the people that the Kardashians is for, Adam, That's real content.
It's not
Just the way this is
It's
real
just their
content to you.
lives.
No. What I'm saying is that they peddle reality television because that's what their audience wants. These people peddle weird, adjacent sci-fi stuff because that's what their audience wants. You know what I mean?
Because that's the thing that they like.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure the Kardashians love getting paid for living their lives.
So tell me, what's the problem then about you like sci-fi, you've gathered some kind of celebrity, and you want to make something for people like you?
Okay.
Why? How is that skeevy?
I'm not saying that it's wrong of them to do. I'm just saying it's something I don't like in the same sense that I don't like the Kardashians.
But that's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
It's
Adam.
not the same thing.
It's
at all.
100% the same thing.
It's
It's
not,
just
though.
that you're the target audience, so you're into it.
No,
Yeah.
you're the target
They're
audience
pandering.
too,
It's
and you're not into it.
pandering.
It's not pandering.
It is.
It's not pandering. That's the difference. It's not pandering if you're into it.
It's just bad. I don't
It's
know.
not bad.
That's my explanation.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. So
It makes a billion
makes
points of
no
sense.
sense.
Sense times 1,000.
No, you just like hitting on people.
I win. A million.
No, you don't.
I win times a million.
You do not.
So anyway, well, let's move on from that because we're never going to agree on this, and you know what? Good luck. You know what?
No,
Maybe-
now you're
maybe-
just patronizing them.
Maybe your series will be good. I hope the best for you. No, I don't know. I mean, whatever. If it's great, it's great. Good for them.
Yeah,
You know, make your shit. Enjoy it.
exactly.
I'll still be not liking it, but you know, obviously, you got enough people that are buying into it that there you go.
Because you don't like everybody being happy together. You're a misery vampire.
Oh no, you've gotten to the under.
There's too much happy. There's too much synergy between the people. People
Yeah, you've
enjoying what they do.
Yeah,
other people liking
you've gotten deep to the
Supporting
thing.
them. Yeah.
Adam, you want to know something's crazy?
What?
I'm going to change the subject here.
Okay.
Seinfeld. Do you like Seinfeld? We talked about that a little bit.
In general, I like Seinfeld.
Yeah. So, 180 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Where can you watch that online?
You used to get it on Netflix, didn't you?
Nope, never.
I thought that used to be on Netflix.
Nope.
Is it not anywhere?
Nope. Absolutely nowhere.
Really?
Which blows my mind.
Well,
But
they're probably still showing it like 3 times a day on cable, so
they are.
that's probably why.
Which is apparently it's still in its 5th cycle of syndication.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, that's how syndication works, I guess. But it sounds like the Friends syndicate or Netflix deal has kind of shown the people at Sony Pictures the light of how you can bring people back to a series by putting
mean
because nobody's
Series
buying.
that people used to love, people actually
Yeah.
like watching again later?
Oh my God! Who would have known? Well, I don't know. It's just because they're like sitting
Conveniently?
on it, and they're well. I think they're probably just sitting on it because they're just like, oh man, we'd have to like figure out licensing and stuff because like that Married with Children, they had to change the goddamn song that starts the show because of some fucking bullshit. So they probably have to go through it and be like, all right, is there anything here we don't have fucking concrete stuff on? Of course, it's from the fucking early to mid '90s, so they probably don't even have like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, just probably really bad, hard to go back. You know, whereas the DVDs, I think, are a little bit easier to produce. And they already have that done.
Right.
But it sounds like there's, I don't know, there seems to be a pending streaming deal. I don't even know with who though. It's just saying it's being inked out, and I goddamn hope it's not Hulu Plus. I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
God, because they moved. What did they move to Hulu Plus? They moved Top Gear to Hulu Plus. They just moved a bunch of shows that I watched to Hulu Plus, so now I have to watch terrible.
Yeah, I hate it when somebody's
Terrible
not available
commercials all the time.
on Amazon or Netflix. It's the worst.
I guess what they're saying too is that Seinfeld repeats, or I'm sorry, the Friends is still in heavy rotation on cable channels.
Yeah.
Viewers have not dropped on that.
Yeah, because the people who watch cable don't have Netflix, probably.
Exactly.
Or, you know.
Because once you get Netflix, you're like, what?
Or Hulu, or yeah.
Do you want to know how much Netflix paid Friends per episode?
Per episode?
Yep.
It's probably like a couple million.
No. Come on. Per episode? Like.
Oh wait, how many episodes are there?
Like 200.
200. Yeah, it's not that much. I don't know. I'll say 100,000.
500,000.
500,000. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. They're talking hundreds of millions paid for the streaming rights for the
Or 100
Friends.
million.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many episodes there are. It's probably close to Seinfeld.
Let me ask you:
180-ish.
Is Friends actually a good show?
So I started watching it.
Yeah. Everybody's been doing that now that it's available.
Yeah, now it's available. I mean, I watched it off and on when it was on TV. I was never like into it, so I didn't watch it week to week. But I've seen episodes. You know?
I think if you lived in the '90s and you didn't see an episode or two,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're gonna catch
actually
it.
alive.
Everyone was talking about it. It's great. Yes.
Yes,
I like sitcoms though.
I generally do too.
Then you'll probably like it. I mean, it's very sitcom-y
Yeah.
with the premises, but it's all the people in it are good.
Okay.
Obviously Jennifer Aniston's still huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A
I don't
fucking
know why.
Oscar-nominated actress now.
Yeah, everybody liked it in the '90s, and I never got into it. So
It's about oh god, what did
I didn't care about Ross or Rachel.
So I watched the show Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is great on Netflix. If you like 30 Rock,
Yeah,
you have to watch the show.
I think you mentioned that last week. Yeah.
Yes, because it's basically exactly 30 Rock.
Okay.
Also, spoiler, not really, but John Hamm is in the show
Nice.
in a couple episode arc that is amazing. I like that show and I love it, and I'm really excited. But it's exactly 30 Rock. It's the same production team and everything. So it's Tina Fey writing with people, and
Cool.
it's the same. It's ridiculous, and DeFwan is a main character, and he's amazing. It's just you have to watch it. All right, let me tell you a B plot from one of the episodes.
Okay.
So the DeFwan character works at like and his name is, oh my god, why can't I think of it? It's like Tony, maybe Anthony. I don't remember. My god, I can't believe I don't remember his name because I keep thinking of him as DeFwan from 30 Rock. But anyway, he is a aspiring Broadway singer
Yeah.
guy, and he gets a job at like a famous monsters theme restaurant where you like sing and do like a show. It's like a dinner theater kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he dresses up as a werewolf
Uh-huh.
for that, and he talks about how he dresses up at home and goes to work, and how everyone treats him differently when he's a werewolf because he's not a black man then.
Yeah.
And he just is like, I'm going to live my life as a werewolf because I'm treated better. And it's really, he's like, no one has mistaken me for Samuel L. Jackson today. And like, just all this stuff. And there's a point where he's like hurt and like on his knees, like, I don't remember the situation, but he's like in pain or something. And one of the other characters worried about the neighborhood they're in gentrifying and making their rents go up. And there's all these like rich white people around in their neighborhood now, like looking at all the houses.
Yeah.
And they see him and he's like, oh my god, honey, that werewolf needs our help. And he takes his makeup off and they're like, oh my god, it's Samuel L. Jackson. And they run away. It's just incredibly well written, just like hilarious jokes, just like that. That's just a small taste, but I absolutely love that show. It's snappy. The dialogue's just like 30 Rock, where it's just jokes and jokes and jokes and snappy, hilarious, like references to like weird stuff. I don't know. And it's great. I mean, there's some extensive Ghostbuster references in one of the episodes.
Nice.
Where one of the characters, the main character is Kimmy Schmidt, who was a mole woman, Indiana mole woman. So she was in like a cult where they like were sealed in a bunker underground for 15 years.
Yeah.
To save them from the apocalypse. This man had kept them basically. And they're broken out, and that's how the show starts, basically. And so she goes to New York because she doesn't want to go back home and be around the people and everything where she was trapped. And so it's like her trying to make it in New York, and she's also in the mindset that it's like 1998, which is funny because if it's been 15 years, I'm sure they filmed this in 2013.
Yeah.
Because I know they filmed an entire series run of it, and NBC passed on it, but they sold the rights to Netflix, which was a stupid move because I think the show's gotten a lot of buzz. So Netflix, another good show. Netflix is making itself stay relevant.
Oh, totally.
By putting on these original shows. You know, your Orange is the New Black, The House of Cards, this Kimmy Schmidt show. You know, the newest season of Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
You know, just making it like, man, Netflix has got the good shows on it. Like, I kind of want to watch this channel. You know what I mean?
I kind of want to watch that Marco Polo thing, too.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't great.
Oh, really?
But then again, you know, they only had seen, this is from a preview, seen like the first 3 episodes. Yeah. Maybe it got good. I don't know.
Lilyhammer wasn't super great.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't super great. But, you know, anyways. But that show's incredible, and I can definitely see why NBC passed on it.
Yeah.
Because it's basically 30 Rock, but without famous people in it. Because Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey both aren't in it. So it's like... and the plot is ridiculous, because the conceit of someone being trapped in a thing seems like a weird side character thing. Like something Kenneth would be in 30 Rock, but not the main character of your show.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I don't know. But anyway, there's an interesting like romance angle with a Korean man named Dong, and Kimmy means dick in Korea, so they both mean both of their names mean penis.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But there's just a point where she's out like eating at the restaurant from Ghostbusters, and she's eating with this other guy. And Dong sees her and runs up to the window and it's the exact same shot from Ghostbusters. Right. I just thought it was great because they talked about that scene earlier because they were both talking about how they only knew New York through like movies and stuff. I don't know. It was really cool though. I don't know. And then and to bring it back, why I referenced this is because they call Friends in Korea. We call that show Five White Complainers. This is basically what the show is.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you could call Seinfeld, too, to be honest.
Yeah, totally.
But, yeah, it's a show about, 20, 30-somethings in New York doing their thing. There's a lot of, there's sitcom situations, it's a situation comedy. I don't know.
Yeah, like How I Met Your Mother, which was kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you were into that, you're probably going to be okay with this, because it's probably it's basically a 90s version of that. Jason
Segel and... NPH though. I don't know how you can, and Willow. I don't know how you can beat that though.
You mean Allison Hannigan?
Yes, Allison Hannigan.
Don't call her a character name, Adam.
Sorry. Oh, that's the other thing I watched. Not Willow. I watched Legend on HBO last week.
Oh, you did? You saw Legend?
I saw Legend.
Isn't that movie good?
Yeah, it really is.
Weird.
It is. I love it though.
Tim Curry.
Yes.
My God.
So crazy.
Yeah.
What's that fucking...
I guess Seinfeld's being bid on, basically.
Oh, okay.
Hulu, Amazon, Yahoo. So no Netflix right now. Please, Amazon. Anyway, I guess Netflix took a pass because I'm sure they spent a lot of money on Friends.
Yeah.
So
we are going to need one of them, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I totally cut you off.
Legend.
Legend. Let's talk about Legend.
What was the name of that fucking fairy guy who was like a kid?
Okay.
He was played by a kid, but he had a weird voice. Oh my God, what's his fucking name?
What are you talking about? I saw Legend in college.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's been a while.
I can't remember his name, except it was something really ridiculous.
It's from 1985, the year I was born, so it's got to be a good movie. Honeydriggs? Honey Bunny?
Thorn? Or... might have been Honeythorn.
Okay.
Gump. like honey.
Wow.
Gump.
Exactly.
Is it Honeythorn Gump?
Honeythorn Gump.
Yes.
You got it.
It's such a weird. And there's like this weird like dwarf-like things that are, I guess they're all fairies, but
Yeah.
and that weird fairy that like looks like a Tinkerbell type thing, but then turns into a crazy lady.
Sure.
And there's unicorns, and yeah, Tim Curry being a fucking devil.
Yeah, it's kind of a like a
thing.
yeah, it's kind of like a future.
Yeah.
And
Tom Cruise being super weird for most of it.
not super weird.
He starts out like he's like Tarzan, basically.
Yeah. Well, so he's like he plays like he's like a hero basically.
Grew up in the woods,
Yeah.
like raised by animals and fairies,
Yeah.
presumably. I don't know. He's fairy friend, I guess.
Yeah. So they're like looking for some unicorns together,
Yep.
and I don't know. She gets like basically captured and taken to Darkness.
Yeah.
His name is Darkness.
Well, they kill one of the unicorns.
Yeah, the
Which,
bad
like,
guys.
plunges the world into fucking
Yeah, because the two
Snow.
unicorns were
guarding the light.
guarding the power of the light.
Yeah.
So they kill one of the unicorns, basically disrupting the safety of the world, basically. Yeah.
Darkness has these goblins that do his bidding. One of which I did not realize until later when I looked up more information on this movie because it's so goddamn weird.
Yeah, it is.
One of them was played by Robert Picardo, who plays the Doctor in the hologram of the Doctor
Yeah.
in Star Trek Voyager
Wow.
and other stuff.
Adam,
Yeah.
do you want to know? Do you know the director of this movie?
Oh God, I know who it was.
All right, let me name some other movies.
No,
he's
Stanley
directed.
Kubrick.
No,
No, who was
Blade Runner,
it? Blade Runner.
Alien,
Nathan.
Thelma and
Oh,
Louise.
Ridley Scott.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ridley Scott directed.
Yeah.
You know, Gladiator. You know, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy,
Totally.
Prometheus.
It's got a bit of a 2001 vibe to it, though, which is why I think I thought otherwise.
It's weird. It's a really weird movie.
Yeah,
but it's really good.
Bizarre, but yeah, it is really
It's
good.
Worth seeing.
I guess I looked it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Honeythorn Gump sounds. He looks like he's 12. The kid who
Yeah.
plays him is actually 19,
Yeah.
and his voice sounds fucking bizarre. And I guess what actually happened was, like, the
He
actor
had
is,
some rare disease.
no, the actor is like from Austria or Switzerland or something like that.
Okay.
And the director, Ridley Scott, thought he sounded, quote, too German or something. So they actually had somebody else who voiced another character.
Okay.
They had to do like ADR dubs for all of his lines, which are, I will say, a lot. He's in
Yeah.
most of the movie
Yeah.
and says a lot of dialogue. Mm-hmm. So his entire script is ADR'd. His entire performance is ADR'd. And that's why it sounds so weird. It's a different.
Yeah.
I think it's a woman that does the voice, and it's played by a boy,
Yeah.
and it sounds weird because it's also been like edited in. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of a neat effect that makes him feel kind of unearthly, I guess.
Sure.
So I guess it works.
Yeah.
Man, it's such a weird, crazy movie.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun though. Everybody should see it. If you like the fantasy sci-fi type thing.
Yeah, it's weird. And Tim Curry is incredible as
Oh, my
villain
God.
in that. Like,
Yeah.
he just...
I read somewhere, I think it was actually before I saw the movie, I read somewhere that it took
Sure.
them like 8 hours to get into that makeup.
Oh, really?
Or maybe even more. It was a ridiculous amount of time to get into that makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nuts.
Adam,
Yeah.
show Empire's getting close to ending.
Is it?
I would like to... Well, the season.
Oh.
I would like to mention that in our household, that whenever a commercial for that comes on, we're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Adam's favorite show.
Why
Every
do you-
time.
That's
Lauren
funny
and
because I haven't
say
even
that-
seen the last 2 episodes.
Okay. Adam,
Yeah.
so do you know who created that show?
No, who?
Lee Daniels, who did the movie The Butler, Hollywood director, right?
Okay.
Okay. Do you know who else created it?
No.
Danny Strong.
Oh, is that the guy from Buffy?
That is Jonathan from Buffy.
Jonathan from Buffy, yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, did you know he also wrote his first script was Recount, the HBO television movie
I saw that. Yeah.
about the 2000 elections.
It was a little dry, but okay.
Yeah, but apparently he's gotten a lot of scripts done that have done well. He did Game Change as well, that movie.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen
Yep.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he is doing the show Empire, so
Cool.
co-created it. Isn't that great?
That's
he co-wrote Mockingjay of the Hunger Games movies.
Oh, really?
He's doing well for himself, you know?
Yeah, seems
From
that way.
side character on Buffy to writing some pretty high-level stuff. I really do want to kind of watch that show now, because I'm just seeing a lot of buzz
It's good.
about it. Lee Daniels was talking some smack about, I guess the quote was, the networks underestimate the intelligence of the audience.
Yeah.
Bluntly to people, basically. I don't know. It sounds cool, though. The show seems really neat.
It's an interesting show.
It's
one of those
great.
shows that I like to watch when I'm watching it, but like I'm a couple behind now because
So it's like Supernatural
no,
for me.
yeah, for you.
It's a show that I love to watch when I'm watching it,
Yes.
but I don't like push myself to see it.
Yeah, and the reason why I think is just because there's a lot of
You just got a lot going on.
well, that too, but also it's one of those. It's kind of like Mad Men too. Mad Men's like that for me.
No, not for me.
I
love
know,
that show.
I know, but
It's
it is
my
for me
favorite
because
show.
it's a show with a lot of internal conflict between the characters, where there's a lot of like, basically people just like talking shit to each other.
Yep.
And I love it when I'm watching it, but I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh man, there's some kind of psychic burden attached to this where I'm gonna have to like.
Yeah.
Because that stuff makes me just feel kind of like stressed or nervous when there's.
You got to get into it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
be prepared.
Exactly.
This is why when Adam and I hang out, I can't watch multiple episodes of Supernatural.
And that's it's so
I gotta
funny.
have my levity break.
It's
you know?
funny that we're both like that, but for completely different types of shows.
I guess I don't know. I just need like an episode to be like, all right, we got some. All right, we watched that. That was cool. All right, I need like to watch something a 20-minute comedy. You know,
I can marathon Superman.
I can't. I really am not. I can't marathon stuff. I can't watch more than 2 or 3 episodes of something in a row. I just need like it's like a sorbet and like a fancy like 9-course dinner. I need a palate cleanser.
We just need to get you like some ADHD medication. Just
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Get you
Maybe I
through
should have had that as a kid. I don't know.
I'm not saying you need it as a person. I'm just saying we need to do it so we can.
Oh, you want to get some Ritalin? That's what you're saying. Well, I know a guy. Is that the Cheerwine I hear?
No, this is Coke.
I hear it buzzing in your microphone.
I'm out of Cheerwine.
It's delicious. You're out of Cheerwine. Next time I visit, we're getting Cheerwine.
We need to. That shit's
And
good.
Surge. We'll get a Prime
yeah.
pantry box figured out
Yeah.
of delicious
I
treats.
doubt Cheerwine is part of the pantry box.
No, but we can get some Surge and stuff. All right, Adam. Anything else? Do you have one?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Did you hear about Harrison Ford crashing a plane
I did.
on a golf course?
I didn't hear about. I didn't know where.
Okay.
I
That
heard that it
bothers-
was worse than I guess they thought, which is bad.
What? What do you mean?
So-
Wait, no. Okay, the thing I really hate about this Harrison Ford plane crash is the crazy misinformation
Oh yeah.
that happened with this plane crash. Because, like,
Well, he
I
was
don't know.
flying, right?
yeah, he was flying because he flies. He's
Yeah.
a badass. But like the first like information that came out was like he's in serious condition. And
That's
then
not
it's
the
like,
first thing I heard. I heard
well,
that
anyway,
he was
in serious condition,
Yeah.
and then it was like no, actually he walked away from the plane crash.
Yeah.
He had just injuries that would be like, oh, I was in a plane crash, so I got some cuts and bruises.
Yeah.
Like a car accident.
That's what I had heard, but then I
Yep.
heard later on that actually, like, he wasn't hurt like in a dangerous way necessarily, but he was hurt in a way that would cause him.
Well, he's
to-
72.
Yeah. But he was hurt in a way that would cause him to maybe not even be in the next Star Wars movie. Because he wouldn't be able to do a lot of the scenes they wanted him to do.
So I don't know about any of that.
Okay.
He was flying 1942 single-engine Ryan Aeronautical ST-3KR, which is actually a World War II training plane.
Yeah.
It's a plane that you would train on. It looks really awesome. It's old school, like open canopy, flying with a white kerchief, like flapping behind you with the leather helmet and goggles and everything.
Okay.
Of course. No, I think that they already filmed everything with him for the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think they were good on that. Also, there's rumors that his character dies, but we won't worry about that. That's a rumor, which I've heard. But he supposedly had broken pelvis, broken ankle,
Yeah.
cuts and bruises. Is expected to make a full recovery. He's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, nothing going on, I guess. Rumors indicate now she's forbidden her husband from ever flying again. Which sucks. But, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's getting old.
Supposedly, he's doing well, though. No, interesting, though, actually, about the... this is pretty preliminary. But, so, supposedly the engine failed. The National Transportation Safety Board released its preliminary report on the crash, which was the engine stopped working. So, ran out of power, so he had to ditch, basically.
Yeah.
And he did an incredible job doing what he did. Because he basically steered the plane to the golf course, which is kind of a wide open area,
Yep.
and landed the plane without an engine, not on a runway, and walked away from it. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, and you see the plane's pretty messed up, but, you know, not completely destroyed, and he's all right. So he actually did a pretty good job of saving him. His flying ability probably saved his life. So fucking A, dude. He literally just did something Indiana Jones probably would have done in real life.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, he was able to land a plane without power. That's like some real Indiana Jones ass shit. So pretty cool. I don't know. Good for him. He's on the mend, feeling better. I guess his son said in a Twitter update he's doing great. So hopefully he'll be back on his feet. It's awesome.
Yeah, I hope so.
Don't fly again.
Yeah,
You're too valuable.
Yeah.
And you're also 72, which is old.
Yeah.
Old enough to where plane crashes could kill you.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird, but it's the situation we're in right now, Adam.
Yeah, we just lost Spock. We can't handle another one. So
Yeah,
sad.
oh man, I know. Terry Pratchett as well. Fuck, man.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
I did not hear about news.
Because I don't actually...
It's because you're just checking your geek fucking news blogs.
Yeah.
Learning about the news. Actually, you don't, because you didn't know about Con Man. Which I'm sure you'll back.
Maybe.
It's going to be a free series on
funded.
Vimeo, though. So
Yeah,
it's like
it's already funded. And,
and they already have almost $2 million, which is like more than 4 times what they wanted.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I mean, why not? I'll give it a shot. I like the trailer had some funny moments. So, I didn't like the teaser that they put out, but the funding video had some funny moments where he was kind of popping in on all the other famous people that are going to be guest stars on it in funny ways. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to be angry about that anymore. So let's move on. Adam, Muncie, Indiana. What do you think of?
Not much.
You think of Walmart?
Not
You
particularly.
think there's a Walmart in Muncie, Indiana?
Probably is.
Sounds pretty Walmart-ish.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm going to say Walmart bathroom, and I want you to guess what happened in a Walmart bathroom.
Did somebody give birth in one?
Oh wow, that's a good one. Because I'm not going to put up a story about some like terrible, horrible thing. Because I mean, well, who wants to talk about that? So it's got to be something weird, right?
Yeah.
Birth, good guess. Not birth.
All right.
Drug related.
Were they making like alcohol in the toilet?
Oh, good guess. Nope. You're gonna get one final guess.
Okay. Drug related.
Walmart, Indiana. That's your keywords. I want to see if you can guess this.
Indiana. I can't
It's
think
in the
of
men's room.
Indiana.
If that helps.
Oh, were they like storing drugs as urinal cakes?
No. Oh, man. Inventive. Adam, I see a future in you and drug storage. But no. Last evening, just after 11:30 p.m., members of the Pendleton District Meth Suppression Team were contacted by employees of a Walmart located in Muncie for a suspicious backpack in the men's restroom. When troopers entered the restroom located at the front of the store, they found a backpack with an active meth lab inside.
Active meth lab?
Correct.
It was
So you
actually
think of-
making meth.
You
in
think
the
of like
bathroom.
Breaking Bad for like meth cooking, but meth cooking
Yeah.
is like people throwing a bunch of test tubes in a fucking bucket somewhere and cooking it. This is why people die.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah, members don their protective respirators and suits and dismantle the lab, removing the chemicals because meth labs are dangerous. They can blow up.
Yeah, they totally
There's
can.
explosive chemicals. There's
Or release
fertilizers,
poisonous
gases. It's deadly shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on in your public restroom. Just in a backpack, not a bomb. Like I'm sure the person who called it and thought it was.
Yeah.
But something that could be a bomb.
Theoretically, yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah. So rather than the meth cook blowing up or contaminating their house, a lot of times meth labs. Okay, check this out. This is what the article says. I want to read you this and just tell you a new thing to be afraid of. Okay. With warm weather approaching and outside activities increasing, so does the potential for people to encounter toxic and hazardous meth trash or a working meth lab left unattended. Watch out for that, Adam. Rather than the meth cook blowing up or contaminating their own house, they're now often leaving behind the deadly explosive chemicals in public places to return later to get the finished product. They oftentimes dump their trash, which includes Sudafed blister packs, liquid fire drain cleaner bottles, battery casings, plastic drink bottles with white residue in the bottom. Yeah, so just so you know, you see a plastic drink bottle with some white residue in the bottom just sitting on the side of the road? Could be meth residue. Could be something that could blow up. Could be poisonous. So watch out for that. Because meth is like poison.
Yeah.
Like that drug is like the worst drug for your body. Except for that it isn't. It's actually alcohol. Yeah. But that's taking into effect the massive amount of use of alcohol.
Yeah.
Because I think if you look at drugs as public health problems, it's alcohol, then smoking cigarettes, then probably meth or heroin.
Heroin's pretty high up, I think.
Heroin's pretty bad. I feel like if I did a drug, though, it would be like heroin.
Oh, it totally would be for me.
Oh, my God. Man, I tell you, if I were to ever be addicted to a drug, it would be painkillers.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because they're dangerous.
Yeah.
You can die.
Totally.
Easy to OD. That's it. Adam, meth lab, Walmart bathroom.
Okay.
Adam, what's the worst thing you've ever come across in a Walmart bathroom?
Actually, I don't think I've come across anything too...
Wow, your Walmart bathroom experience is unscathed.
I mean, occasionally you'll have some leftovers left unflushed.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing. I would like to call it
but yeah,
a poo disaster.
That's the worst, yeah.
Best way to describe when you walk into a bathroom, and that's the worst. Who does that?
I don't know.
Who does a poo disaster?
I don't know.
Someone with no morals.
Most likely.
Anyway, Adam.
Yeah.
Remember the show Pimp My Ride?
Not from personal experience, but I am aware of its existence.
You're aware of the ride pimping
I am.
that occurred? Possibly a ride was pimped?
I heard that a ride or two was pimped.
Okay. Adam, Adam, under oath,
Yeah.
would you say yes or no, does your ride need pimping currently?
My ride doesn't need pimping, it needs fixed.
Okay.
Which
Well,
is different.
go and Pimp My Ride probably wouldn't fix your car.
Probably not.
So, Pimp My Ride was a show on MTV. And it was fucking bullshit. So, Huffington Post interviewed some people that were on the show. And basically, the situation was, hey, they pimped my ride. And then basically they like put all this shit on it and then didn't fix any of the car. So most of the times the car was actively worse after it was pimped. So basically one of the people said, one of the people said, there wasn't much done under the hood in regards to the actual mechanics of the vehicle. For the most part, it needed a lot of work done to make it a functioning regular driver, which they did not do. He had a hard time even driving the car home. They added a lot of extra weight, but didn't adjust the suspension to compensate. So I felt like I was in a boat. And every time I hit a bump, the car would bottom out and the tires would scrape the wheel well.
Ooh.
The car would only run for about a month. Then he had to save up his own money to replace the engine. So when they pimped his ride, didn't even fix the car. Because you know what? They didn't even care. Another contestant told years later, after he had an extensive work done on the car on his own to make it actually run, his pimped ride burst into flames while he was driving.
Oh.
He escaped while his car smoldered, and he took video footage of it. And so that's the situation, man. I'm just sorry. Everything's a lie. You know, everything you've been told. Apparently, you know, they did the same shit reality shows do, where they would, you know, like fake stories. They would have like people, you know, retake their reaction shots to things, you know, to make it more like, get more excited about this. We just pimped your ride like crazy. Okay, so probably the absolute worst thing about the ride pimping situation, though, that happened.
Sure.
Was they talked about how they would put like crazy shit in some of these like cars, like TVs, champagne dispenser, 24-inch rims, robotic arms, and stuff. They literally filmed the show and then basically took all that shit off the car.
Really?
I'm serious. They pimped the ride, de-pimped it, and then sent the people on their way.
That's terrible.
Also, like on the show, like it's like, oh, you know, here's your dope fucking ride, you know, and of course they brought it in up to 7 months earlier. So these people would bring in their shitty ass cars, and you know, in the show, it's like it looks like, oh, like a span of a week they fixed the car. No, 7 months in the shop.
Ooh.
Come back later. It's just crazy. My God. The situation. I don't know. So, yeah, so the crazy TVs in your car with, like, fucking PlayStations, yeah, they took those out. Yeah, pretty
That's
crazy.
terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind that, like, they would even have the gall. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a little faked, but, like, to not even be close to being real.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even, like, keep the fucking shit working, you know?
That takes some cojones.
I mean, Jesus. Did they not expect people to talk about it? Like, you know, what's going on?
I didn't hear anything about it while the show was on. They probably signed NDAs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Let's talk about another piece of news.
Okay.
Adam,
Yep.
you're an Apple fanboy now.
I wouldn't go that far, but I enjoy an Apple product
Are
or
you
two.
salivating over the future of your Apple Watch that you're going to own?
I wouldn't say that.
How bad is the Apple Watch?
I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's going to be enough that I want to purchase one.
Okay.
Because it really...
Okay, what, Adam, can you explain what the Apple Watch is? You're an Apple guy.
So, okay. Basically, the Apple Watch
So
is
we
an
talked a little
iPhone
bit
for
about
your wrist.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about how they have wearable computers now, like wearable stuff where it's like, oh, I'm going to have a watch that's connected to tethered to my phone and has stuff, you know, on your phone.
Yeah.
And it is a watch that has like a screen on it, so you can like get. It's got like a heart rate monitor and stuff.
Yeah, it's got
so
like Fitbit type stuff.
Yeah.
Which
so,
I would never use.
Goodbye, Fitbit.
It's got the time, so you don't have to pull out your phone.
Yep.
Like our actual watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got stuff like you can see your emails, and you can, like, when you get a new message or email, it'll pop up and you can see where it came from. I think it'll even let you answer like phone calls and stuff on it too.
So I think yeah. Oh, yeah, I believe so. And actually, all right, so this thing is bullshit. It's like really bad.
I don't think it's bullshit. I just don't think it's worth the money.
I think we're approaching like Apple jump the shark levels of Apple. So I don't think people are going to pay for this thing. Like
I guarantee you, some people will.
Oh, I know. But I mean, there is a cult around Apple products, and it's just
not going
people.
to be the next. It's not going to be the next iPhone or anything. But
No. But I think that's what they think it's going to be, and I really don't think that's going to happen.
I doubt
because
it. I think they're smart enough.
Let's run down the watch. Anna, how long do you wear a watch during the day?
12 hours maybe.
Okay. What if I told you that the Apple iWatch holds a charge for 15 hours?
That's fine.
It's not fine.
It is.
That is unacceptable.
I wouldn't say it's
for where. Oh no, it is. I can't believe that you would even defend this part.
It's about the same as a phone. I mean,
this
I don't understand.
Is probably the worst part of the thing. No, I know it's the same as a phone, but it's also a watch. Consider this, Adam. The Pebble smartwatch, the new one that they're coming out, the Pebble Time. Guess the battery life on that.
Oh, that one's like a week or something.
Yeah, a week, Adam. It's a watch.
It also doesn't have color, so.
No, it does. The new one does.
Oh, the new one does?
Yes. The thing is, it has an e-ink screen.
Okay.
So.
I honestly don't think that's a problem because you just.
It is going to be 100% a problem.
Charged
because
overnight.
No, because phones start with like a 24 to 30 hour battery life.
Yeah.
And that's generous.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 15 is pretty generous.
I don't know.
I can only assume that it's going to be the same amount of generous. So the issues I've heard with it is people that have seen it. A lot of that. It's weird how much they want you to use it as a touchscreen, and it's tiny. Like there's like a touchscreen keyboard on it.
Well, they have,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how can you do this?
I don't think you're supposed to actually type things out on it, though.
But it lets you do it if you want to.
If you want to.
So there's going to be terrible people, like, in their cars fiddling with a tiny, tiny keyboard.
Well, why would you do that? Because they have, like, the
why do people do it anyway?
They have the voice text thing.
I know, but why do people do it now? They have voice text now with their phones. It's crazy.
Because they have two hands free? And they have space for it on their keyboards?
And a Pebble Watch, the Pebble Steel Edition, which is their premium Pebble Watch. Now I kind of want a Pebble Watch because I've read reviews and people are like, it works great and looks great.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Steel version's $250 right now in the Kickstarter that they have going. $300 when it comes out.
Yep.
For their premium version with metal, like slick ass steel watch with like a leather.
The cheapest iWatch is $350.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cheapest for the small Apple Watch Sport. So, that's the cheapest one, and it's $350, and that's for the small one. There's a 42 millimeter one, 4 more millimeters for $50 more, right?
Yeah.
The Apple Watch in the steel case, which looks great, and that's the one you want.
It does look good.
Is $550 to $550 to $1,049, depending on the band that you get with it.
Yeah.
Adam, they also have the Apple Watch Edition.
Yep.
An 18-karat gold watch.
Yeah.
For $10,000.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Well, I think it's obvious they're not like selling that to.
No, I know, but the problem with that's being so. I don't know whose market that is for, because
I can
billionaires
tell you whose market that for. That is for software people in Silicon Valley.
Yes, that is for venture capital bros.
Absolutely.
And I think that anyone wearing the Apple Watch Edition watch everyone will know that they're a terrible person.
Because
No, I'll tell you why. Because if you're can afford, like, I'm talking about this. If I was like I would buy a watch that was like a Cartier. I would get the fancy ass fucking Rolex. You know what I'm talking about? The Swiss military watch, like the crazy awesome.
I don't know if I would. I'd probably buy the
No.
tech one because I like tech.
No, I would get a tech watch, but I would get like a cool one, and not the blinged out Apple one. I'd probably get a regular Apple Watch,
Maybe.
and not because like the bling one's just like, really, you need this crazy gold Apple Watch, an Apple product which is going to be replaceable in 3 years, not like a Cartier watch which is usually passed on from generation to generation. I mean, that's a lot of money to drop on something that historically, we're talking about Apple products and all sorts of other, cell phones, has like a 2 to 3 year shelf life.
Yeah.
For $10,000.
Well, here's the thing though, like the big part of that expense, I think, is the band, which will be replaceable. So.
No.
I mean,
no. The big expense of the Apple Watch edition is the 18-karat gold case.
Oh,
It's
the gold case.
So rather than like a steel, like outside, like that,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gold. It's gold. It's a gold watch. Which blows my mind.
Well, it's not practical. But
It's fucking crazy to me.
yeah.
That's for terrible people, basically. And and this is moving on to what Apple is doing with their stores lately, which is doing a lot of doing a lot of. God, this watch looks dumb. It's huge too.
I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks pretty good.
I think that the UI design looks okay, but
as far as smartwatches have looked so far, the only one that looks really good is the Moto 360.
I saw one of those on sale. I almost
yeah.
got one.
And this is, I think, is probably the second best looking one that I've seen.
Adam, Woot right now has a Samsung Galaxy Gear smartwatch.
Yeah.
$85.
Wow.
That's jump in price.
No, but see, is that the one that's terrible?
Is it? I don't know. I'd have
I think
to look
that's
it up.
a terrible one.
It could be.
Yeah.
But the problem with putting an LCD on now we're getting into boring ass talk though. The problem with not going with an e-ink screen is the battery life issue, because I don't want another thing to plug in.
I honestly don't care about that much. I mean, if
we'll never use it, Adam, because you never wear watches to begin with.
Well, here's
and
the
now
thing.
you have a watch that you're going to have to plug in every day. And
I don't wear watches because they don't have any functionality that I care about. This would have stuff that I would care about. Not enough to pay that much for it.
No, I know.
But I would probably wear an Apple Watch if it somehow became the value to cost proposition was right for me. I would probably wear it if I could find a band that would fit my fucking wrist. But I don't really care about charging it. To me, it's just, I charge my phone at night, I charge the watch at night. No big deal. As long as it lasts most of the day, I'm fine.
Oh, man. I think the biggest selling point for something like the Pebble smartwatch for me is the fucking battery life. Because, I don't know, man. It's going to be the point where,
I spend 8 hours a night unconscious anyway. I might as well just fucking...
That's fine. That's what I do with my phone. But when I already have phone battery anxiety, to have watch battery anxiety along with that,
I will say
that's
this.
2 devices dying in my pocket, or on one on my wrist.
I guess I've only had this for about 6, maybe only 5 months. Mm-hmm. But I have not seen a whole lot of battery degradation in my iPhone so far. Whereas around the 6th to 8th month range, I think, on my Android, it had already shat the bed practically.
Yeah,
and the whole last year of that was just fucking.
The
trying
Galaxy
to survive
S3's battery was not great.
It was
from what I've heard.
It was.
I've heard the S5's battery has held up way better.
Maybe.
So,
I'll just say that for my money so far, my iPhone battery has held up so much better than my last Samsung did. So. Take that for what it's worth, I guess. I don't know how...
Oh, the other thing I think is funny about this is that they talk about how the watch also is going to have sleep tracking.
Yeah.
How? If you're charging it.
Maybe it's got one of those wireless things that will charge within like a 5 or 10 foot radius.
I don't think so. I think that is the future we live in, though. Is going to be wireless charging.
Well, there already is. There already are like 2 or 3 different competing...
Oh, I know. No, but we're talking about We're talking about wireless charging of not like setting it on something. We're talking about like wireless charging through the air is the future, because Google's already working on it to the point where we're going to basically be walking around while our phones and, smartwatches and Google Glass, whatever that turns into, will be being charged as we walk into, like, I'm going to go into the Starbucks for an hour because it's got charging stations. Yeah. And I'll just sit here and drink my coffee, and all of my electronics will be charged just by sitting here.
No, that sounds amazing. Yeah.
It's the future, man. And I think this watch seems just, ludicrously priced.
Well, I mean, it's no more ludicrously priced than any other Apple product. I mean, honestly, the best priced Apple product that you can find is probably the iPhone, because it's comparable to other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whereas every other Apple
because
product,
they have the competition there, where they have to keep it a certain price point.
Well, it's the same thing with computers. They don't. I mean,
no. With computers, they don't. The Apple has their own market basically, where they can do whatever they want.
I guess, but they're still selling the same product. The only difference is that they have their own operating system. They're not at all, though.
Well, they have their operating system. Apple sells their own product as you go to any college campus, and you'll see the cult of Mac computers as a fashion accessory. Is what's going on. I've
always liked Mac OS.
No, it's a great system.
It is.
They did a great job, but it also is a lot of the when I get a computer for college, it's I want an iMac, not I want a computer, a laptop, because that's what all the other kids have. It's crazy.
Actually, I being servicing students on a campus, I would say it's pretty much.
Well, those are the people that can afford it, and then there's people that are just like, hey, I'm just going to get this, $800 Asus ZenBook that is nice and, works.
Yeah.
And has, Windows 8 on it. So
yeah, fucking Windows 8.
Hey, Windows 8's awesome.
It's fine.
It's better.
It's just people never know fucking anything about their computers. Like,
I know.
Do you have Windows 7 or Windows 8? Bro.
I don't know. How do you not know? You bought it.
I know.
Your parents bought it. Is what happened.
And most of them do know, I guess, but it's just not as often as you'd think.
Not as often as they should.
Yeah.
So that Apple Watch came out. They also debuted HBO Now, the HBO Go replacement.
Oh my god, this is the worst thing to ever happen to me.
Why?
Because I really, really, really want HBO Now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you know the facts about HBO Now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, what about it?
It's basically HBO wireless. No cable.
Okay.
It's not HBO Go.
It's not. Correct.
But.
So it's not going to have everything HBO Go has. They haven't gone into details about what that means.
No, but it should have most of it, I would think.
True, but that worries me because I use a lot of HBO Go.
I do too.
Okay.
And I can't fucking use it on my goddamn PS4 because Comcast is a fucking cocksucker. Sorry.
Now, Adam, you want to watch
I have a little bit of rage because of that. Comcast can suck a dick. Did you realize that?
What?
They are blocking HBO Go on PS4s.
What a bunch of assholes.
I have HBO Go on my PS4, but I can't use it with goddamn Comcast because Sony needs to write a check to Comcast or vice versa or some bullshit that they're arguing about. And it's like the only system you can't use HBO. The only cable provider that you can't use HBO Go on PS4 with. So it pisses me off a lot. But yeah, HBO Now is... So have they said in any way how it's different?
So I don't really know how this is working. So it's really weird. And I don't understand how this works, but HBO isn't the pay provider. It's going to start with Apple is going to be like the provider of HBO Now. So you're paying Apple for it, not HBO, which is weird.
Well, it's like you pay Comcast for HBO instead of...
and it's not going to use the same streaming service as HBO Go. It's using the Major League Baseball streaming service.
I don't know how that's any different, though.
It's the way that... well, I'll tell you how it's different. It's the way that It's the way that the WWE Network runs. They use the same MLB streaming company that did that.
Oh, so it's just a different company that's doing
3-month exclusivity deal with HBO.
Oh,
so
thank God.
Only on Apple products.
Thank God
for
it's just 3
months.
months.
When I saw they had an exclusivity deal, I freaked out, and then I was like, oh, 3 months? Why did they even bother? So Game of Thrones is going to be when it starts, when the new season.
Yeah.
First month is going to be free.
Wow.
No commitment. So
That's
you can
nice.
try it out. Watch the first few episodes of the new season of Game of Thrones, right? And so people are going to stay on because they're like, yeah. I don't know how this is going to work because they haven't really released a lot of details, which is crazy because it's going to be out in less than a month.
Yeah. It has to be basically HBO Go. I mean, otherwise, there's no point.
That's what I've heard is wildly varying how the differences are going to be, Adam. I heard that it's possible that HBO now you will be watching shows live and you can't watch the reruns of it because it's going to be like
Nothing
a
on
television
demand?
channel. Nothing on demand.
That's ridiculous. In this day and age, there's no reason anybody would want that for any service.
You know, it's
Regular cable has.
We're talking about
nothing on demand
HBO
for
Go.
channels.
We're talking about the channel that has decided not to do this until now.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? It just kind of blows my mind because it's so vague about what it is. It's like,
Well,
what
I
is
mean,
HBO now? Like,
they're so scared of pissing off cable companies.
oh, I know.
When they should realize that so many more people would have their service without it. I mean, even if they lost
Yeah.
everybody who fucking watched it through cable, they would probably gain so many more who just don't want to fucking pay for cable. I mean, the second I can get like an HBO Go like service, I am gonna get rid of every fucking scrap of cable that I have. That's not internet related.
Well, do you want to know how you're going to be able to get HBO now once the Apple exclusivity is over?
PS4?
No. Would you want to know how you're going to subscribe to it?
How?
Through your cable company.
Oh, you fucking motherfuckers.
So guess what? Comcast is going to be like, nah, we're not going to offer that. People will cancel their cable subscriptions.
I swear to God.
It's crazy, man, because HBO's not doing the billing. They're allowing other companies to. So right now, Apple's doing it. There will be other partners, which now have not been announced. But one can assume that it's going to be like, if you get, you can get HBO Now for $10 a month if you sign up for broadband for a year.
I'm trying to think of who else could offer something like that.
Well, Apple can, so Google probably will. I can only assume.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I don't know how it works with Apple either, though. So, like Chromecast, maybe through Chromecast, could you pay Google?
Yeah. So that announcement I heard was not.
Roku, maybe.
Oh, what the fuck? This is the exact opposite of what I heard on this, saying that HBO Now is an on-demand service. So
That
there
would
won't
make
be,
sense.
there won't be any live stuff on it,
I don't care about that.
which is crazy. So is the only thing I'm missing out on like the live sport events that HBO does, like the boxing?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll do HBO Now. I mean,
Well,
fuck.
yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Instant access to every episode of every season of the best of HBO's award-winning original programming. So that's may not be everything, but
Well,
we're
that's not everything now. I mean, really.
But
most
it's
everything. But
that's true. You're right. But all in all, HBO Now will have more than 2,000 episodes of content and launch. So they're really not letting people know exactly what's part of the service until it comes out. But you know, it's going to be free for a month, so I'll try it
yeah.
on my
Totally.
Apple device, which I have an iPhone or an I have an what is it? Oh my god, not iPad, not iPhone. What is it? iPod. Oh my god, the original.
Yeah.
I have an iPod Touch, so I could watch it on there, but that would be terrible. But it's free, so I might as well try it.
I mean, that's the thing. I have an iPhone.
Can you Chromecast that?
No.
Do you have if you have an Apple TV, do you have an Apple TV?
No.
You buy more Apple things, Adam.
That was the thing. Before I heard how long the exclusive was, I was having to consider, like,
That's
because
it,
Apple
man.
TVs are only $69 now.
What, really?
Yeah,
I'll buy a fucking Apple TV.
I know, right?
That's not bad at all. What,
It's
Apple
not.
has a sanely priced thing?
Yeah.
That blows my mind. Kaboosh.
That was part of their recent announcement, though. Whatever.
Okay.
It went from 99 to 69. But no, I thought like, well, fuck, it'd be cheaper than keeping cable. Probably for like one more month. So. You know,
Oh yeah.
might just buy a
CNET's
fucking-
review of this Galaxy Gear smartwatch is not good.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's 2.5 stars.
I thought I heard it was terrible.
It looks good. It's a very pretty watch. It's comfortable. No email or social network support. Well,
Is that
fuck
the one that uses Tizen for the operating system?
I have no clue what you just said. But there's no data connection of its own, so it links to your phone over Bluetooth, which is fine. Oh my god, though. Seriously, though. No fucking... So there's, like, no notifications. It's literally just the phone part. And, like, messages.
Yeah.
And texting. Ugh. And no apps. Yeah, it's garbage. Fuck that. Even though it's only $85, it's not worth it. Alright, Adam, we gotta end.
Okay.
We're gonna talk wrestling after this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Talk some wrestling.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Sorry, I died a little bit.
Okay.
In your arms tonight. Is your... Wait, one final note. Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, yeah.
Is your trial up?
Not until Monday,
Okay.
maybe?
Alright. Maybe we'll play a little.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright. Catch you next week. Unless you're into wrestling, and then you're listening after the break.
Yep.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Alright. Wrestling. All right, Adam.
Yeah.
How's wrestling going? You keeping up?
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
watched...
think you're keeping up more than I am.
Probably.
I have not watched one iota of main event wrestling since Fastlane.
Really?
Not one bit.
Not missing much.
That's the problem.
I watched Raw,
That's the malaise that we're in now.
and it was
Because
terrible.
because they set the WrestleMania angles like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
And we're just rolling into it.
pretty much.
Whereas last year, with the Daniel Bryan stuff, it wasn't up until like 2 weeks before it that everything got set. You know? So you were just like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then it finally did, and you were like so excited. And then they basically beat the shit out of him for a week. So he was injured going into WrestleMania. It was like, it was a cool way to do the angle. But this year it was just kind of like set, you know, at the end of January. And just going with that. Couple disappointments. It seems like the Goldust versus Stardust storyline has been completely dropped.
Maybe for now.
That's what I've heard. It's not going to be in WrestleMania. So.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Okay.
Cut. Well, because he's now announced as part of the Intercontinental Championship ladder match.
Oh, really?
Yes, Stardust is.
Okay.
So
Well, he was wrestling Dean Ambrose this week.
yeah. So I think that's set.
That was okay. I mean, it wasn't a great match, but
It's just disappointing to me how, because they set Roman Reigns up so long ago, and because the way the Royal Rumble works, where you basically set the WrestleMania match,
yeah.
it's not exciting because we know what's coming. And Brock Lesnar isn't there. Paul Heyman's there, which is okay. But since
Brock
there's
Lesnar was there this week.
I know, but I mean he missed, the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's just he's just not there enough to get that excitement, I guess. But I'm sure when he comes out it'll be great. But it just isn't the build there, I guess, that it could be.
I suppose.
If he was there more often. Because I mean, who's Roman Reigns fight? Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry. He fought, came back.
He fought Orton and Rollins.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
They
actually
they
had
didn't
nothing
build
to do-
any. They didn't build anyone for him to fight because there's no top level heels right
It
now.
totally wasn't about him at all.
No, I know it was about Reigns and I'm sorry, it was about Rollins and Orton.
Orton, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been just reading recaps, catching clips, just not, I don't know. I'm not going to sit down and watch the whole thing if it's
Fucking
not.
R-Truth stole the
The Intercontinental Belt?
Intercontinental belt.
Yeah.
For, I don't even know why.
Just because. Why not?
Because,
Because,
make more of a joke out of it, I guess.
R-Truth hasn't been on TV a lot, so he deserves some more time. I've heard that he's actually been pretty good, so...
I don't think he's bad.
Yeah.
Like, why is he stealing the belt?
I don't know.
Why...
It just seems like the creative is really treading water right now. It's just like, well, we got what we got. People like it. Let's not mess anything up. Let's not do anything new. Or...
Bryan wrestling Bad News Barrett?
Yeah, I know. Well, he's now announced as part of the Intercontinental ladder match.
Well, he should be. He's the current holder of the title.
He doesn't actually have it, but he has it.
He did. He got it back, and then R-Truth stole it from him.
All right. Well,
anyway,
there's some weird stuff going on there. But you know what? They're making the Intercontinental belt at least something interesting. Like, they're getting some story around it.
I guess. Like, Barrett, hit Bryan in the back of the head after their match, after Bryan beat him, of course.
Yeah. No, because if you have the Intercontinental belt, that means you get beat by everyone.
Yeah. And then...
That's what the belt has become.
And then Stardust and Ambrose. And Ambrose beat him.
Ambrose?
Huh?
Start Ambrose?
Yeah, and then, fucking Barrett came out, and then Bryan, and then for some reason, Luke Harper and Ziggler.
Why not? Get them all out there.
Because
all the people everybody likes but aren't in the main event because you've shoehorned in just the way that the television works, where it's just we have one guy.
So I imagine there's probably a third match that I didn't see that was Ziggler and Harper. But
yeah, probably. I don't know.
I don't know.
So Daniel Bryan's in the match.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of SmackDown?
I didn't watch it. I don't watch SmackDown.
Oh.
I watch Raw.
Wow. SmackDown sometimes is better, but all right. Except for
all the big storylines happen in Raw, though.
That's true. Well, they announced Daniel Bryan as part of the ladder match in SmackDown. At the end of the show, get this. At the end of the show, they announce it because Dean Ambrose calls him a turd. Okay. I'm being completely honest.
I'm with him so far.
Okay, and then Ziggler calls him a turd.
Totally.
And then he said he's gonna get the title. That's literally how they did it.
Nice.
Nothing.
Perfect.
No build. Nothing. Just all right. Throw me in that match. It's just weird.
I mean, wait. Ambrose called who a turd?
Daniel Bryan.
And then who did Ziggler call?
Ziggler also called him a turd. He's like, yeah, you're a turd.
Oh yeah, totally. See,
it's just
this is why I love Ambrose and Ziggler. They're not afraid to say the truth.
That's not at all the truth.
It is. I'm with them.
Ugh, I can't talk to you anymore. We're not
Team
friends. We're not friends
Team
anymore.
Ziglambros.
Ziglambros. No, Team DeBryan. That's it.
DeBryan.
Team DeBryan. I don't know. Daniel Bryan, whatever.
Turd. No turd.
He's got. I'm sure they got something planned for him in the future. It'll be
I'm
great.
sure they do too.
It's I mean, if you look at pay-per-views, he's main evented 3 or 4 in the last year, so he's up there in the main event picture, which is probably why he probably won't win the Intercontinental thing. Mm-hmm. I can only assume that Ziggler will win because he's the true Intercontinental champion. Yeah. So when you think about the Intercontinental champion, that's the workhorse. Yeah. That's your guy who is,
top of the mid card.
No, not even top of the mid card, but you have your Hulk Hogan in the main event, but then you have your, Randy Savage as the your Ricky Steamboat. This guy's an amazing wrestler, and people love watching him. So we slot that right before the main event to get people amped up. Mm-hmm. So that's always been the best talent. Has always been the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. And the main event's always just been the biggest flash. But which has changed recently, in the last few years. But it's usually kind of still the case. So it's the history of the belt. It's all these famous wrestling, the wrestlers have had that belt. So Triple H, had it for a long time. Stone Cold had it for a while. Mr. Perfect. We're talking about like
Yeah.
the wrestlers. So that's kind of exciting. And, that's Ziggler to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's just an incredible talent and great in the ring. But I could, in my wrestling company, he would be in the main event stuff. But
Totally.
obviously the WWE doesn't want to do that. I mean, he was for a while, but then he got a concussion. Do you know who did that?
No, who?
Your favorite. One of your
Daniel
favorites. No.
Oh.
Of course not. Daniel Bryan works safe. He doesn't do anything to cuss you.
Yeah. Accidents happen.
Okay.
Oh my god, is it fucking Jack Swagger?
It's fucking Jack Swagger.
Fuck Jack Swagger. That
I fucking know,
bastard.
man. This is why everyone hates him. He injured Ziggler while he was the world heavyweight champion.
Oh my
He injured,
god.
got a severe concussion and had to vacate the belt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
I hate him so much more now.
Do you know? Do you know who else had to vacate the Intercontinental belt?
Who?
Bad News Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember why?
Because Jack Swagger, yeah.
Yeah, Jack Swagger tore his.
I don't know
rotator cuff.
Bad News Bear enough to be angry about that, but I'm angry about Ziggler.
Swagger's. The Bad News Bear injury wasn't as much Swagger's fault. Swagger threw him against the barricade, but B&B didn't turn himself enough. So he hit shoulder first instead of back first. It didn't look that bad, but obviously it was bad.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad as the Ziggler one. Is literally Jack Swagger kicked him in the head by accident. Yeah. So
Fucking
great.
Jack, goddamn.
I know, exactly.
I'm so glad I don't have to see his fucking face anymore.
I know, he's relegated to the severe mid-card.
Thank God.
He's not good.
He's not.
The only thing that he had going for him was the fact that he looks like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Can't talk.
Nope.
In ring, he's just mediocre to okay.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have him when you could have a Luke Harper?
He's a real turd.
We all know he is the real turd. I'm just not excited at all for WrestleMania, really. I guess that's not true. I'm excited for it because I don't know what's going to happen. Because this Reigns versus Lesnar match has the possibility of being a disaster.
I think it'd be good.
It could be. But, I don't know, Adam. You don't know the history of WWE. You haven't watched the ending of WrestleMania. Oh my God, what is it, 20 maybe?
Yeah.
Not the ending, sorry. But watch the Goldberg versus Lesnar match and see it just off the rails. That's two guys that aren't ring generals fighting, which is similar to what we got going on here. Two guys that aren't huge wrestlers, although Brock has become one. But back then he wasn't. That's just the crowd booed the entire time.
Yeah.
And I could see that happening again.
Maybe. I don't know.
I doubt it, because they've done a much better job selling this. And part of the reason the crowd booed was because they knew that Lesnar was retiring. Which could happen again this year. I don't know. It just seems weird. The Sting versus Triple H seems crazy.
That should be good, yeah.
Sting publicly talking about how he's worried that he won't be able to carry the match.
Oh, really?
Yeah! We're talking about a guy who's in his 50s. He's wrestling,
Well, I know, but...
And Triple H isn't a young guy either, It's
I was going to say Triple H isn't young either, though.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
I am too, because it'll be interesting to watch. You know what I mean? It's always going to... the one thing they can do is still be interesting to watch, and I want to see it. Divas match is going to be garbage, it seems. They're just throwing together a tag team with AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella twins, I guess.
Yeah, that seems kind of thoughtless.
Like, all right, great. We could have had a title match, built that up with AJ Lee coming back,
Yeah.
Have AJ Lee getting her belt back from Nikki, who sprayed her in the face with, spray tan to win the belt. Very heelish. Or no, I'm sorry, they had Brie kissed her, and she was pinned in, 10 seconds. Which was an homage to Daniel Bryan's loss to Sheamus when AJ Lee kissed him. Which was really cool. I actually really like that. I remember Lauren and I were watching Total Divas this week, plug. And they showed that match where Nikki won the Divas Championship, and and she was like, "Well, that was weird." And I was like, "Yeah, they kissed." Because if you watched WrestleMania 28, I think, or 29, Daniel Bryan and AJ Lee were boyfriend and girlfriend at that time, because they were both short, so it makes sense. But I don't know. I guess that was the reason they got paired together. But he was a bad boyfriend at the time. That was his gimmick. AJ Lee would always get hurt as his ringside helper. It was his carelessness that would cause it. At one point,
Tyson Kidd.
Yeah. He ran away from Big Show.
Yeah.
And Big Show ran into AJ Lee and murdered her. It's basically what happened. She was injured for a month. I think she had a for real injury, and that was their writing. But if you watch the clip, it's amazing because Big Show looks like he's murdered a child. Because he's just crying. He's like, "What have I done?" And Daniel Bryan's like, "Oh my God, I just got AJ Lee killed by running past her and Big Show running into her." It was hilarious. Anyway, so she kisses him good luck, and Sheamus Brogue kicks him, and he falls down and is pinned and loses the belt in 3 seconds. So that was the gimmick, and so Bree paid the favor back to to AJ Lee, basically, which I thought was kind of cool. Kind of a neat inside. It's rare when wrestling storylines tie for multiple years.
Right.
And it was kind of neat for him to be like, hey, remember when you fucked my husband over? Now I'm fucking you over, with this distraction. Which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know. Good for them. And it was a good heel way to win, with protecting AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Adam, you watch a little New Japan. You watch NXT. What would you say is the main issue with watching Raw and SmackDown, and the reason why it's not as interesting?
Two things, mainly.
Okay.
The first is the inordinate amount of time they spend on talking about wrestling rather than getting things done in the ring to tell the story.
So that's a good one. That is an inordinate amount of time on promos, and then doing promos on promos.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
And then flashing back to promos from last week.
You want to tell the story in the ring, not out
exactly
of the ring.
Well, it needs to be both. It needs to be situations that are settled in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't often make that. It's more like these two guys have a situation. Also, they fight, and they still have a situation. It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, every week I see 15 minutes of somebody yelling about somebody else. Then somebody else coming out, staring at them, turning around, then leaving.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And the other thing would probably be... Man, it's kind of a hard one.
I'm going to tell you what it is, and you're going to agree with me.
Well, time in general would be one thing.
Not enough Daniel Bryan. No. The number one wrong thing is protective finishes.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
Absolutely are on Raw, on SmackDown, on on any of those television shows. There's absolutely no real finishes.
I've railed against them a lot before.
The real so we're talking about match ending in a distraction, ending in a schmaz, ending in wherever schmaz being the term where just kind of the ring erupts with chaos, and you lose the track of the match, like a brawl ensues. That's the problem, Adam. That's the big problem, because you watch New Japan, and apparently, and they don't really do a weekly TV series of that. That's more of a not just pay-per-views, but they do some shows too. A lot of house shows basically aren't televised. Mm-hmm. But what they do is basically almost all real finishes. What does NXT have, Adam?
Almost all real finishes.
I know. So even if, and you know what old wrestling had?
Real finishes.
Real fucking finishes, man. Yeah. What is going on? It's like they don't want anyone to lose ever. And if nobody ever loses, then it's like you make it worse. It's like, oh man, if they actually lost, then it's bad. It's like, because you've made it bad.
I said that before. I'm like, it's okay to lose. It's fine.
And it happens all the time.
It doesn't make you any, less a top guy. It just
exactly, and that's the whole point of a baby face. And you know what? To be fair, people rail about lol Cena wins, but Cena has lost clean a lot. It's weird compared to Hulk Hogan, who never ever lost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Cena lost to Daniel Bryan, 2013 SummerSlam clean. I don't think he tapped out. He was running need. and Batista lost clean to him. And it's just like it's that they're sometimes they let people lose clean, and it's awesome, but it's only at pay-per-views, really.
Yeah,
and it's lame, and it's like what? Unless you're Cesaro, then you lose clean all the time.
Lame.
But but the thing is that usually with New Japan, usually with NXT, the announcers and the in-ring talent does a good enough job of selling the match. They're like, let's say this: Hideo Itami this week in NXT lost to Tyler Breeze. Fine, good. It's a rubber match, Itami won the first, first one, and then the rematch, and then Tyler Breeze got the rub off this one. And you know what? Itami looked awesome in that match.
He did.
I don't think he's any less of a wrestler. It was just really competitive, and this time, out of the last 3 matches, the better man won this time. It just happens. And you're not going to win every single match. You watch boxing, outside of your fucking, Mike, Tyson's and stuff. Sometimes people lose fights. You talk about UFC. Sometimes your champion guy loses a fight. It happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Blows my mind, how much they're just like, we got to protect finishes.
Yeah.
It's like they treat us like kids. It's like
a curse. Yeah.
It's a big curse, and it's something that easy to change. Just have people start losing more, and it's just weird. Like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has never lost a match. He's undefeated.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that as a streak, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rusev's
Rusev
undefeated.
too.
But they talk about that.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. They don't have as much meaning when nobody loses
Exactly.
clean.
Yeah. It's like
easy to have a streak. Everybody has a streak. Nobody fucking loses.
The best part about Rusev's streak early on was that he was winning clean all the time.
Yeah.
But now that he's beaten Cena via not a clean finish, which was the mistake to do, bullshit. But a good heel move, setting it up, because
I thought that was better than most.
Yes.
Yeah.
They didn't make it some stupid ref distraction. It was literally, or they didn't make it. That's what they did, but they didn't make it some stupid, schmaz or cheating or.
It
was literally. The ref was turned. Rusev hit Cena in the balls.
Well, it's like when Sasha Banks won against Charlotte last week or something.
Exactly. She won, and it looked good,
Yeah.
and Charlotte looked good, and she looked good, but she used the ropes for leverage, which is illegal, but the ref didn't see it.
Exactly.
Which is
It's
the way
perfect heel
heels should
move to
win.
win. Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of the way, Kevin Owens does stuff. He wins heelish ways, too, where he'll kind of bend the rules a bit. Like when he fought Sami Zayn, he won because he refused to pin Sami Zayn. He only wanted Sami Zayn to lose by being knocked out.
Yeah.
So he just basically beat the shit out of him. That one of my favorite moments in wrestling. Was that this year? Or was that last year?
No, it was this year.
It was this year. Was the moment when Kevin Owens was pinning Sami Zayn by putting one foot on him.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn just does that weak ass shoulder lift. You're like,
I knew exactly
Sammy.
what you were talking about.
You're
As
like,
soon as you said it too.
Oh God, Sammy, no, why?
I know.
No, you're gonna get killed, and he did. And it was just like Sammy couldn't give up until his body couldn't function.
Yeah.
Basically, it was just such
Perfect.
poetry.
I know.
So good, and we've seen some of that in the main roster in Seth Rollins' matches. He is incredible. He's not slowly. He's rapidly going up the charts for me in wrestling talent. Because Seth Rollins is just such an asshole, and it's awesome.
It is.
He is so good at it. He's literally basically what Randy Orton was.
And I'm finally glad to see Randy Orton being the heel I want him to be, and not like a fucking authority.
Oh, I know.
Kiss ass.
Oh, I know. But he played it well. But that's what Seth Rollins is doing now.
Yeah.
So
I think Seth Rollins is better at the kiss ass thing. And
well, it's because he's not as scary looking as
exactly
as Orton.
I love Orton as a fucking,
Orton was the legend killer.
Exactly.
He was a monster.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah, exactly. He had the punt move where he basically kicked you in the head.
Not
they don't
too
let
different
him
from the curb stomp. Actually.
They don't let him do that anymore.
Yeah.
No, not too different than the curb stomp. You're right. Yeah. I just another one of my favorite moments from wrestling this year was Seth Rollins, was him and John Cena with Edge, basically threatening to murder Adam Copeland in the ring. if John Cena didn't bring back the Authority. It was such a supervillain, like, heelish, like,
Yeah.
I got this guy who's injured, in a position where I could end his life. John Cena, you have to do it.
I love storylines like that like completely take out any semblance of there actually being a real law in the world. Where
I know.
If you kill someone on stage,
this is attempted murder.
Exactly.
He tried to do it after Cena started running at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or no, what was the line? Fuck it. You know me, John. I'm just going to kill him anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
He goes to kill him. It's like, what? He's literally trying to murder someone.
I
How is this
know.
not... whatever happens in the ring, Adam, kayfabe. Let's talk about kayfabe. The laws, old laws in the U.S. Anything that happens in a ring is legal.
That's part of the Constitution.
Yeah, it's part of... Yeah, it was one of those amendments. Ben Franklin threw it in.
Big fan of the squared circle.
Big
Ben
fan.
Franklin.
Oh, shit. I don't know. What else did we talk about? NXT was good. All right. Just an average episode.
Yeah, it was...
I like the Alex Riley CJ Parker match.
I did too.
Alex Riley was intense. My God. Different character than he was before. He was ragey. He got a new intro and everything. Mm-hmm. Absolutely loved Kevin Owens. Coming out, making fun of his tattoo, which I was thinking about the whole match. His giant back tattoo of a cross that he has.
Yeah.
He rips on the back tattoo and just kind of smirks and is like, ha, you think that was... Yeah, come on.
Oh, I was going to note, I think that Enzo's getting better in the ring.
He is.
Enzo and Cass. And that was a good match they had.
It was a good match against... And the Lucha Dragons were botched free.
Yeah.
And I like Enzo and Cass, and they're getting a big push, and I hope it leads to a championship. And I hope...
Me too.
And I was telling Lauren, I was like, this team, Enzo and Cass...
Yeah.
They are the most call-up safe.
I know, right?
Like, if they got called up, it's not like they're, like, much worse than anyone else that's in the tag, team division, wrestling-wise.
Yeah.
And my God, you let them do that promo when they come out.
I know.
People love it. People that don't even know who they are will think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because they're just charismatic, funny guys.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And there'll be enough fans. They just need to have them debut on, like, the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because it'll be full of huge WrestleMania fans. So the people that watch NXT probably. Yeah. And they'll cheer for them. And the crowd will be like, oh, these guys are people that people like. Mm-hmm. That's how you have to debut people sometimes. And just to get, people who don't know who they are over on it. But anyway... But people will love them because they're hilarious. They're cartoon caricatures.
Oh, they're amazing.
So I'm excited for them to get some more airtime. What was the women's match?
Oh, it was Carmella and Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, Alexa Bliss came back and had her win. She did. I like her move.
Yeah.
The Bliss bomb, I think it is.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a frog splash, but she kind of turns in midair, which is kind of neat. She's all right. She was injured for a while. Carmella, I like her. She's kind of unique. She's a good heel. She's a real good heel.
She's a pretty good heel, yeah.
I like how also she's kind of a meta heel because she's kind of hanging on Enzo and Cass's.
Yeah.
So the smart fans like, oh, she's just like hanging on to them, and you hate her.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of a heel is to generate heat. She's doing it on multiple fronts.
Yeah.
But my God, she and Randy Orton need to have a child because that kid will have the longest legs of anyone. Yeah. She's old too. She's like 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So. Yeah.
It was all right. I just wasn't, it wasn't Charlotte and.
Well, it's not the main event. It's the mid card, women's mid card, which is very small.
Yeah.
Because there's only like 8 women wrestlers in.
It was all right
NXT.
though. I mean, it wasn't anything to.
It was a decent match. Good match. Yeah. Carmella's a pretty good heel. She's got good facial expressions when she's putting on the submissions. She, talk shit, but then, roll out of the ring. It's good. She's doing a good job. Well, but she's new.
Yeah.
Anyway, but did you know what she did before she was a wrestler?
No.
She's a cheerleader.
Oh, really?
Patriots. And then she was a dancer for the LA Lakers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of shows. She does look like that type of person. But anyway. Good for her. I'm excited for NXT. Next week they're taped at the Arnold Sports Festival.
Yep.
I think Alex Riley and Kevin Owens main evented.
Man, he's going to get destroyed.
Oh, Kevin Owens. I'm so glad that you appreciate Kevin Owens.
I do.
Because I absolutely loved him when he was Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. Just because he's just got that. He's just got his character down.
He does.
Where he's like Brock Lesnar, but he can talk. He doesn't need Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He can just say, like, point out people's flaws, point out their weaknesses, and then be the complete wrestling style heel of, I'm going to roll out of the ring, I'm going to do whatever it takes to beat you by just basically messing with your mind, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, God. And just, him and Sami Zayn we got an incredible year of a feud ahead of us, and I can't wait for the rematch. Whew! It's going to be good.
Yep.
And I really hope Adrian Neville gets pushed up soon.
Yeah, me too.
The WWE has to do something, and I think the situation is to the point where they need to add a new belt. They have to get a new belt. Because there are so few belts to feud over.
They just consolidated 2 of them.
I know, and part of the situation with the consolidation of the belts problem is that you have the belt, the U.S. belt, which is also being held by someone who never loses.
Yeah.
So you have 2 belts that basically never change hands, and then just the Intercontinental belt, which they still weren't being competed. I mean, that should be a main event on Monday Night Raw. Should be an Intercontinental battle, but they don't do that. They don't give it main event heat, which is weird. Like, why is that not a main event match versus Reigns and fucking Rollins in a tag match? Like, who gives a fuck about that? They'll have their main event match when they have it, and it'll be good. But you don't need to put that as a main event to sell it to me. So a couple belts they used to have they could bring back. There used to be a TV title, Adam.
Yeah.
You know the theory behind a TV title?
I don't.
Okay, theory of a TV title. TV titles are only defended on television.
Okay.
So that's a belt that can only be won or lost at Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
So they used to have that belt in the WCW. So that would never be on pay-per-view. So that was a belt that you would see, and you knew on Raw and SmackDown. Well, it wasn't Raw and SmackDown. It was Thursday Night Thunder and Monday Nitro that belt could change hands because it's not a pay-per-view, but you know people can win and lose that. Problem was that was a lower tier than the U.S. belt. Wasn't because it wasn't a pay-per-view belt.
Right.
Wasn't really a high tier. But with the network the way it is now, pay-per-views aren't as huge of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one belt. They could bring back the Big Gold, which is the World Heavyweight Championship, which was the WCW's title. And then there was the WWE World Heavyweight, or the WWE Championship, which is the WWE's title.
Yeah.
So they had 2 main event level belts.
Well, yeah, I think...
I mean, if you look at the way New Japan does it, they have the belt, and then they have the junior belt, and then they have the Intercontinental belt, and then they have the junior belt. And they have the tag belt, and they have the junior belt. So they do like a belt and then a junior belt. So the belt is the main event belt, right? Uh-huh. Like at the G1 Climax last year, I think they had a match where the I'm sorry. At Wrestle Kingdom 8, the Intercontinental belt was the main event. So they do main event all the belts. You know what I mean? But the junior belt is like the undercard belt. You know what I mean?
What I'd actually prefer to see is a belt that was nearly as important, but was like a cruiserweight division belt.
So that's another belt that they could do. Is the
where
cruiserweight
like it's
belt.
not just big fucking dudes hitting each other, and it's some actual like cool, weird, like high flying moves and stuff.
And you know what the crazy thing about that is? I think the WWE doesn't understand their fans very well sometimes because one of the reasons I liked the WCW so much back in the NWO days when I watched that, I watched it over Raw every day. You know why? Because the cruiserweights were awesome. I loved... You know what my favorite wrestler was back then?
Eddie Guerrero?
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit, oh.
Mm-hmm. I know, sadly. But he was my favorite. Chris Benoit. I loved him. I loved Eddie Guerrero. I loved Chavo, his brother. I loved fucking Rey Mysterio. Ultimo Dragon. La Parka. Psychosis. I mean, we're talking about some fucking high... Oh, Dean Malenko was also one of my favorites. He was awesome. And we're talking about cruiserweight belt, like... That was big. And, like, I think that a lot of people would agree with me that they liked watching that stuff. Like, yeah, NWO.
I love watching that kind of shit.
Well, here's the thing. Like, oh, yeah, I'm here for the... I watched the WCW because I wanted to see NWO, but what kept me watching was watching those undercard feuds.
Yeah.
Like, those cruiserweights were awesome. And who's your cruiserweight champion in the WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel fucking Bryan. He's the perfect cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
But they don't have a belt for it. You know what I mean?
No.
He's perfect because
if
you don't have
Seth
to...
Rollins wasn't in the main picture, he might be pretty good, too.
He's a big guy, though, too.
Yeah, he's not as big as all the other guys around him, though.
But but the problem with the Cruiserweight Championship is that it brings a semblance of weight class.
But, like,
So the big guys can never fight for that belt.
I know, which is fine.
But the little guys can fight for the heavyweight belt, and it's kind of weird. Because they do that. They do allow that. So, yeah, it's kind of... that's the problem with, I think that maybe you have a belt that is a cruiserweight belt, but you don't call it a cruiserweight belt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just call it, like, maybe that's what they bring back the World Heavyweight Championship, and that becomes the cruiserweight belt. You know what I mean? They just have all of those guys fight each other all the time. Hey, man, if we had a show where we had, the main events, Big Show and Kane and Roman Reigns, whatever. But we got fucking Ziggler and Ambrose and Rollins and Daniel Bryan just scrapping over this belt.
That would be amazing.
Awesome.
It would. It totally would.
Yeah. The problem is that when you bring in like Sami Zayn, what belt is he going for?
He's going for the cruiserweight one.
But how is he going to feud with Kevin Owens over that? Kevin Owens is not a cruiserweight.
They don't have to feud together.
But they have to because it's so good.
Well, but
my dream, and I think they'll probably let them do this, and I 100% guarantee this is how they're going to do this. This is a John Rowe 100% guarantee. Those don't come lightly. I 100% guarantee, because I've heard rumors of how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get treated backstage. Bill DeMott, who we can also talk about, used to complain about how he didn't want Kevin Owens to go over C.J. Parker in the way he did.
Yeah.
But Kevin Owens wanted, and C.J. Parker had booked the match that way. And he called and complained to Triple H, and Triple H said, listen to what Kevin says. Kevin knows what he's doing. He's been wrestling for a decade. He's 30. Or he's close to 30. He knows what he's doing, okay? So I feel like Triple H is going to give them some protection versus, hey, let these guys try their own thing. Yeah. And I think what they're going to do is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn are going to come up as a tag team and just replay their entire Ring of Honor feud. Oh, just the tag team, win the belts, be tag team champs, use their awesome teamwork moves and shit they had. I mean, we're talking like Blue Thunder Bomb into a package pile driver, just like crazy shit they were doing together. And Kevin Owens wants more. Kills Sami Zayn publicly when he gets it, for a shot at like maybe an Intercontinental belt. Yeah. And then they just start a blood feud. And that, how much, it'll be so good, Adam. Because they work really well as a tag team together. Yeah. And I think they'll do it. Because, it makes the most sense. It's a great storyline to tell.
And the sooner it happens, the better.
It'll get both people huge. It's going to happen next year. But it'll give both people huge exposure, and they'll have a decade of wrestling, out of that, just and everyone can look back at the fucking. It's the exact same thing as Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. The kick heard around the world, the super kick.
Right? Yeah.
That will be their moment. They can totally get that moment, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be good. I think that's the way to do it. But anyway, we'll talk about Bill DeMott. So you heard about this?
Yes.
So Bill DeMott was a trainer, was now, thank God, was a trainer at the NXT Performance Center. And he was on Tough Enough, he used to be a wrestler. But, there have been a lot of rumors about how terrible of a person he was. A lot of people hated him. Kind of a bulldog, asshole, ripped on you, shit talker.
Yeah.
But he was terrible. And people who used to be NXT wrestlers started talking on Reddit, Squared Circle, excellent subreddit, by the way, where he mailed the WWE a letter saying, hey, by the way, I'm breaking my silence about this. This guy is terrible. You have to get rid of him. So let's talk about some of the stuff he talked about. So many allegations were made in this letter. One, DeMott referred to a wrestler, Oliver Gray, as Joel Pedophile, which was particularly bad.
Yep, it's pretty bad.
Dante Dash referred to his finishing move as the Davy Boy. I believe Dante Dash is Adrian Neville.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I can't remember. Adrian Neville had another weird name, too. He's had a couple weird names. I forget who Dante Dash... No, Dante Dash is a different guy. Sorry. I'm thinking of... it was Pac? P-A-C, I think. Anyway. Referred to his finishing move as the Davy Boy, as it was utilized by the late Davy Smith, who died tragically. DeMott made this comment. The Davy Boy? What, turning blue and dropping dead on the lawn?
No.
Coach DeMott told student Enzo Amore that he hopes he dies.
Oh, poor Enzo.
There's also a situation where he forced Enzo to do some really dangerous moves in the ring.
Yeah.
Here we go. Coach DeMott routinely bullies Enzo verbally as well as physically. This is Enzo Amore.
Yeah, I know.
Someone that people absolutely adore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is a very... And I think DeMott hates Enzo because Enzo didn't start as a wrestler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Enzo's beginnings began as just some guy who... He's a personality, not a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
But I guess he thought wrestling was a cool thing to do, and he got into it. But anyway, he routinely bullies Enzo verbally as well as physically. I've seen Enzo on several occasions be slapped in the face by Bill. During one practice, he decided to show Enzo how doing a slam wrong could hurt someone, so he picked Enzo up and dropped him without warning directly on his head and neck. He then decided that each time a student slammed his 100-pound heavy bag with bad form, the student had to slam one of his peers in the same way. DeMott found this drill amusing, yet each student was put at serious injury risk for this.
Damn.
DeMott
That's
also...
insane.
Yeah. DeMott also told our entire morning class and Ricky Steamboat's class to kill themselves. Just days after we rang the bell 10 times for the late Mike Graham, who was a former FCW wrestler who committed suicide.
Yikes.
DeMott grabbed an injured David Harwood by the neck and pulled him into the office door and verbally chastised him by standing by the ring during practice when he wasn't cleared, even though he was simply listening to a lecture by Ricky Steamboat. So we're talking about a guy who's injured, going to listen to a lecture, being pulled out and saying, you can't be here, you're injured. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let's see here. He kicked Mimo Montenegro in the groin and laughed. Mimo, being a Mexican immigrant to the U.S., has a heavy accent, which DeMott constantly criticizes and makes fun of.
It sounds so terrible.
He routinely will attempt to bust a student's lip on the bottom rope when they stand too close to the ring. So he'll smack you in the head and smack you into the rope. On several occasions, he's punished students for mistakes in the practice by making them bend forward, putting their face near the ropes so that he can bounce the rope off their nose. Let's see here. He routinely called Gary Jackson a fat tub of goo. Osmond Cherry, who's of African descent, to go back to Africa. And recently made derogatory remarks about the sexual preferences of Brandon Traven. Yeah, it's
trifecta.
He's literally being racist,
Yeah.
sexist. You know, it's that. All right, we got more. All right, that was one person's allegations. We have Brandon Traven, who's talking about. I have also grown very tired of how Coach DeMott has constantly bullied us, whether physically hitting us or calling us gay. He's on numerous occasions alluded to me being gay. His favorite phrase is half a sissy, not to mention him calling me and others the F word for gay people. I'm not going to say it. Coach DeMott has also on several occasions grabbed the bottom rope while we're watching practice and pulled back to hit everyone in the face without paying attention to instruction. I don't understand this destructive and bullying nature. Las Vegas-based wrestler Tara Calloway shared some stories. Let's see here. At a training seminar where students paid $100 a person to be in a ring and learn, I witnessed Dumont call Middle Eastern trainee Aladdin terrorist and fat fuck multiple times during a bump drill that was nowhere near safe for green trainees to be doing. He just embarrassed and humiliated him. When anyone else did the drill correctly, he turned to this guy and just bash him. When I did the drill, he said, "Look, even the girl can bump better than the terrorist."
Oh, God.
This continued to the end of the session where he told everyone good job, except that guy who told him to fucking quit and go back to building bombs.
Oh, my God.
It was completely uncalled for and made everyone in the room uncomfortable. This guy spent his hard-earned money to learn from someone, to get better, only be told to quit and be called names and insulted for an hour. Yeah, she says, I have and continue to be bullied, and I just can't keep quiet when the world is finally trying to do something about it. You know, it's just crazy. You know what I mean?
This guy sounds like that horrible racist uncle everybody has.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like the worst person in the world.
I mean, it is bad. And he was terrible, and it was kind of the thing that a lot of people knew back there. Getting more and more angry because he was being more and more marginalized because...
How did he stay employed for so long?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he must be like a...
Because he was high up. He was the head trainer.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know wrestling. Was he like a big wrestler?
Not really.
No?
He actually got fired by the WWE a while back, but then was brought back for Tough Enough and was awesome on that. And then Tough Enough was he kind of played the same character, right? On Tough Enough, where it's kind of like a tryout show for the WWE. It's like, can you handle, all this wrestling stuff?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was pretty great. And he would shit talk people, be like, oh, you got to work hard and all that stuff. But it sounds like he was that in real life, not just an act for TV.
Yeah.
But also way more racist and terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of...
Yeah.
It just seems like WWE is one of those companies where...
Yeah.
That kind of shit happens, It's just like... As much as, it'd be... WWE's, cool. I don't know if I'd ever want to work for them. Like...
I know.
Want to work for Vince McMahon.
It sounds kind of... Yeah... run by the seat of its pants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And just like shit that shouldn't fly, flies.
Yeah.
And other things that you think should fly get like stamped on hard. It's just
know.
Really unpredictable.
Yeah, it seems like not fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so weird. It's just Why would you keep that guy around? I don't know.
And they didn't. But they did for a while, and they knew about this.
Well, even still, I think he resigned, right? They didn't fire him.
Yeah, they didn't fire him. Well, he resigned as trainer and was going to do an office job, and I believe they let him go.
Maybe.
Just saying.
I don't know. He denied shit even as he resigned, though. It was like...
Well, why not? I mean, if you're leaving, people got what they wanted, So they don't need to... I don't know. They don't need to... they don't care anymore at this point. They got the guy fired. They're happy. They got what they wanted. Maybe they'll sue, but the WWE can say, well, we let him go. It's all over.
I don't know. If I were WWE, I'd be like, no, you're fired, and you're not getting unemployment because you were an asshole forever.
Yeah. Well,
but
these allegations are now public, so, someone Google searches Bill DeMott, they're going to see the terrible racist shit he said.
Yeah.
So, good for people getting that known. So, fuck that guy. And fuck the rest of the show. We're done.
Yeah, fuck it.
That's it.
It's another 2.5 hour show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably. Well, we're back to it.
We are.
What can I say? All right, well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week. Going to a house show.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow night. That's why I couldn't record.
Fun.
I know. I'll have details next week, so we can talk about my
cool.
experience. All right, we will catch you later. Is this 165?
I think it probably is.
Oh, was I wrong when I made it?
No, I don't know. No, it's 163, I guess.
No! God, you don't know anything.
Four, I mean. 164, I guess.
Okay, 164, feeling it like a whore.
Probably.
Did you figure out the episode it was?
Oh, God. I actually went through a bunch of them and listened to a lot of them.
I know you did, because I saw all the website hits.
And I have... It must be in, like, the high 30... or upper 30s or 40s.
Okay.
Because I went through, like, every episode that had Yumi and Lance on it up to there.
Yeah.
I just kind of skipped through some of them. Some of them are really good, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I do enjoy some of those. But I didn't find the exact one yet.
Okay.
Still looking.
I want to check the Bytecast Gmail just in case someone messaged in, but the episode was only up for like 1 minute, so one day. No emails.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone uses. We don't even say it anymore. So. Oh my god! I had such terrible heartburn. It always happens when I go to sleep and wake up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get over this. I had a beer with my fish fry, so beer and fried food is instant heartburn.
I had some DB dough earlier today, so.
Oh god!
Yeah.
The tots and cheese.
Yep.
Anyway, ready?
Yeah.